Welcome, everybody, to a different kind of show tonight. I have much different. I had put up a poll earlier and it's still running, but it's 51%. Actually, it's 50% of you have never seen a UFC fight. Many of you obviously have seen boxing, but you haven't seen a UFC fight. And it's pretty interesting as we look at people beginning to file into the arena. I understood the line to get in was like a mile long, actually a mile and a half long is what I heard. So those of you who have never seen UFC/MMA fighting, it's nothing like boxing. If you think you're going to be seeing boxing tonight, that ain't going to happen. In fact, it's a very, very, very violent sport. Some people may get bloody. Some people may submit. They may look like they're breaking their arms. It's a very, very masculine sport, which is probably why the left hates it. They hate everything about this. And they're all complaining because this might just be the biggest sporting event, dare I say, in the world. And let me couch that really quickly here. We got the World Cup going on. We have seen Super Bowl after Super Bowl. They're estimating, well, let me give you the prior estimate. They say that the Super Bowl is watched by 120 to 150 million people. This event worldwide tonight may be broadcast to an audience as big as 1 billion people. You see, this is what the libs have problem with. This is, this is a big problem for them because all over the place, they've been calling it this hillbilly, rednecky, trailer trash type thing. And I don't think they have any idea what they're about to see. I don't think they understand they're going to see Hispanic fighters. They are going to see black fighters. They're going to see international fighters. This is anything but a trailer trash event. This is completely international in scope, and it's taken place right on the grounds of the White House, which terrifies them, absolutely terrifies them that this thing could be a success. They're actually praying to the gods, their gods, that something goes wrong. How sick and sad and demented that they're hoping something goes wrong. It's pathetic. I mean, I saw this earlier, and this is very, very interesting. This post was put up by the Weather Channel. And the Weather Channel says UFC Freedom 250 is facing a chaotic weather setup on the White House South Lawn with 60% chance of thunderstorms, heavy downpours, and wind gusts up to 34 miles an hour, threatening to delay the outdoor fight. On top of the storm risk, brutal DC humidity is driving a triple-digit heat. And they're calling for, as they say here, rain, 30-mile-an-hour winds, and mosquitoes on the White House lawn. And you get this idiot Harry Sisson, please, please rain, please. But I thought this was pretty interesting. Janice Dean, never, and Janice Dean is the weather lady on Fox, never in my career have I ever been asked to forecast massive swarms of mosquitoes and gnats. Humidity, of course. Chance of thunderstorms, sure. End of the world, nope. We're not going to see locusts and frogs falling out of the sky. It's not going to happen. This is a celebration for America. It happens to fall on Trump's birthday. It happens to fall on the day that they're trying to get the Iranian deal taken care of, which could be quite imminent.
I spoke with President Trump earlier, who indicated a deal with Iran could be electronically signed in a matter of hours. We should caution and be measured here. We've been at this moment before, only to have the Iranians step back from the negotiating table. The deal is not going to be done until it's actually signed by both sides. And there's a big X factor here. Israeli strikes earlier against the Lebanese capital of Beirut, targeting a Hezbollah commander in response to drone attacks into northern Israel over the weekend. Now, President Trump Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after those strikes took place. He tells Fox News he asked the Prime Minister, "What the F are you doing?" urging the Israelis to stop all strikes against Lebanon as to not derail these talks. The president also told me that he has requested from Iran that they will not launch missiles at Israel in response. The Iranians had threatened to do so if the Israelis targeted their largest proxy again in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. All of this is taking place amid the backdrop of these ongoing conversations to try and get a deal across the finish line. A source familiar with the situation on the ground indicates that a Qatari negotiating team remains in Tehran at this hour in coordination with the United States to work out those final details. A lot of questions in the region tonight, though, John, as to whether or not there will be military action or diplomacy prevailing in the hours ahead. John?
So it's going to be very interesting over the next couple hours. It's 5 o'clock here on the East Coast, not sure where you are. Over the next few hours, we have a major event getting ready to take place on the grounds of the White House. In addition to that, they're trying to negotiate this Iranian deal. Why do I feel like the fights start, I believe, at 8, and that right before, 8 o'clock, there's going to be an announcement? I don't know. I have no idea, but it just seems like it's coincidental. And we know there are no such things as coincidences in this realm. Everything has been building up to a huge, huge reveal. See, I personally don't believe this is as much as a celebration as it is an expose. There's so much happening right now. And my expose feeling is basically watching how the left is freaking out. Something is definitely close. I don't know what it is, but I believe something is very close. With Tulsi Gabbard putting out the information about the biolabs, with the war getting ready to close up, hopefully, with possibly getting the uranium from Iran. Who knows what's getting ready to happen in Cuba, with blowing up the guy in Venezuela a day ago. There's so much happening so fast. And then, of course, it's President Trump's birthday. So that's fantastic. So I want to talk to you for a second about this specific event, because many people, including members of Congress and in the Senate, are lying their asses off. So Joe Pompliano, who I follow, he's a guy who does a lot of sports business posting. He posted this. And this is really important for you, especially when you're, in the hairdressing salon or the barbershop or someplace and people start talking smack. Here's the actual information. The UFC is hosting the fight at the White House tonight. Let me stop there for 1 second. This is a UFC sanctioned event. The venue is the White House. This is not a White House production. So what I mean by that is there's been a lot of people, even some on the right, who've been complaining, I can't watch it. I shouldn't have to pay for a subscription to watch this. It's at the White House. It should be free, except for the fact that there's no way the president would have gotten a dime for this allocated from Congress. So it is not a White House event. It is a UFC event. And as of, I don't know when they signed it, but UFC has a deal with Paramount Plus. And that's why it's going to be only on Paramount Plus tonight. And a lot of people don't like it. You would have to get a subscription to watch it, but it's not a White House event. So let's learn the numbers here. Here's what you need to know. The UFC is spending $60 million to put on this event. That's way more than the $3 to $4 million a company typically spends to put on an event, and 3 times the $20 million that's spent at the Las Vegas Sphere in 2024. The UFC sold $30 million in corporate sponsors deals. You're seeing a lot of people complain about sponsorships. They're acting as though the White House is endorsing these sponsors, which isn't true. The White House is merely a venue. It's sort of like seeing a show at Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden does not, well, for the most part, does not promote the event. Clear Channel, all kinds of different promoters come in and they rent the facility and they do the event. It is not the facility that has put this on. And as such, this facility here, the White House, does not have a beer sponsor. Nope. So Bud Light will be the sponsor of the event. In addition, Polymarket, Crypto.com, and Ram Trucks all put up sponsorship dollars, with individual packages selling for $1.5 million. Since tickets are being given out for free, there's no ticket charge. The event is expected to lose about $30 million. Now, just understand that. These people involved in this event are doing this, and they know going in they are going to lose $30 million. Have you heard the fair share people talk about that? Has anyone, Liz Warren, Bernie, and AOC, have they talked about the fact that Dana White's company is about to lose $30 million? No, not a word. In fact, they just want more. They're just mad that they didn't lose $30 million to them, that we can't put it with the poll peoples. That's a waste of $60 million, except for the fact it's his $60 million. Let's continue. The UFC's $7.7 billion media rights deal with Paramount allows some fights to be simulcast on CBS, but tonight's entire event will only be available on the Paramount Plus streaming service. So, excuse me, if you don't subscribe to Paramount Plus, you don't get to see it, except if you're maybe here. Number 5, there will be 4,000 people on the South Lawn for the event. Trump controls about 1,000 tickets, with Dana White and Ari Emanuel, interesting, big agent out of California, and you probably know who his brother is. Ari Emanuel was the guy who was the subject of the show Entourage and all this kind of stuff with Marky Mark and everything. His character, well, I don't want to get into it, not big, but you know his brother, Rahm, who is a big Democrat in Chicago. So the tickets are controlled by Dana and Ari, controlling about another 500 or so. The remaining seats were given to active duty military members. These military members had to meet body composition standards and pay for their own travel. I understand paying for your own travel. I don't understand why you had to go through some kind of body standards thing. Not like they're going to be like fat soldiers or anything, but hey, who knows? Who knows, right? So that's with that. And some people are pissed off that the military is involved. Eat it, stick it. Let's see, let's continue. UFC installed a giant arch, which they call the claw, over the entire structure. This thing here, that big giant thing, the roof with all the lights, they're calling that the claw. And they're the ones who installed that. The structure is massive, 60 tons, 154 feet wide, 92 feet high, 9 stories high, with a 100 by 100 foot canopy and 800 different lighting fixtures. And since UFC is not allowed to dig into the South Lawn, engineers added 40 tons of weight to each of the legs of the 4 legs around this thing to keep it in place. 40 tons. I don't know how they did that. That's pretty phenomenal. I don't know if they're sandbags or, that's crazy. The claw was flown from Belgium to Philadelphia. It was test assembled in Philly and then trucked down to DC. Each truck was placed in storage before being searched by the Secret Service, and UFC needed 38 days to assemble everything compared to their normal 2 days. So the security involved in this event caused even more expense because it took them almost 40 days to put it together. And you've been watching it as we've had press conferences and everything else in the background. So you've seen it starting to be built up. So they had a strict deadline, and they knew based upon Secret Service how soon they had and how much time they had. Number 8, the UFC is covering all production costs, but taxpayers are still on the hook for 10 to 12 million in supplemental security costs. Now, Let me see what he says here. The White House says this money would have been spent anyway, and that it comes from a federal fund approved by Congress, specifically allocated for events surrounding the country's 250th birthday. So they already had this security money in place, regardless of what event they were going to put on the stage. Democrats will definitely misrepresent that. Number 9, since attendees on the South Lawn is invite only and limited to 4,000, the UFC is holding a watch party on the Ellipse. Roughly 85,000 tickets have been distributed for free. And while the UFC plans to sell food, beverages, and merchandise, Dana White told ESPN that the government will get a piece of it. So they got a vending partnership. Don't have a problem with that. Number 10, every fighter will be wearing custom red, white, and blue gloves with an American flag stitched on the wrist. And I will add, not that it matters to some of you, but they also have the ring girls that come in and hold up round 2, round 3, and all that kind of stuff. They're going to be all decked out in red, white, and blue. I would say uniforms, but what would you call them? I'll just call them uniform round wear. How about that? We call them round wear, UFC wear, because they don't look like uniforms because they ain't too much fabric in them, if you know what I mean. All right, so then we get the bonus. Trump's latest final disclosure indicates that he purchased up to $50,000 in TKO stock, the parent company of the UFC. Some say this is a conflict of interest, while others claim it is insignificant, given that his full financial disclosure included over 3,700 stock and bond trades worth more than $220 million. So that's the recap of the finances as we're watching the horses, the Mounties ride out into the crowd there. So if you haven't seen what has gone on in the last couple days, you probably have you have no idea the scope of this thing. It's absolutely huge. So I decided to start early because I realized I didn't know it was as many as 50% have never seen MMA. But what I have for you tonight, and let me just outline the plan as to where we're going. We have, I have a bunch of stuff to show you. The fights actually start at 8 o'clock, which gives us a good another 2.5 hours before we get this thing started. So here's what we're going to do. And I want you don't have to leave now. Please don't leave now. But there is no way I could show this event on YouTube. So at about 7:30, we are going to jump over to Rumble. Those of you guys who have been here before, you remember when we do the Rumble jump over. So I'll tell you, you won't get caught by surprise. The screen just won't go dark. You're like, where is everybody? So, but that's what you're going to have to go to actually see everything tonight. Getting rights and clearances is a absolute MFer. So just understand, can't do it here, but we will jump over. But all the other stuff we will be talking about and doing things here as people are getting ready. They're already protesting. They're all kinds of doing no kings protests and stuff. Morons. But this is what's going on. So we have a non-event camera shot because this is what's going on at the actual event, and it's part of my feed, and then we'll have to switch to the actual event when it's time. So I hope I covered everything there. You guys know what's in store. I understand this is a different type of event, and then we shall jump over when it's time, but I got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to show you first. Before I do that, let me check with SV, see if he's got any information from Iran. Where's all that?
A lot of bugs around here, man.
It's hot and buggy, huh?
I love those little sound bites, man. Keep it real. Keep it real.
I'm looking at the television. It's bright sunshine. So,
Well, it's popping up. I mean, there could be some storms. I mean, it rains and then it passes. Hopefully nothing too bad. To give you an answer to the ballast for the legs of the UFC thing, I grokked it. So it's 40 tons of 40 tons of ballast, and it's usually concrete blocks, water tanks, or similar heavy ballast. but it's not visible to most people, in the public photos. So they say it's
Wow.
at the very base for stability, and the setup is temporary and designed not to damage the lawn. So it had to be approved. 40
Interesting.
tons, that's a lot of weight.
You know what I find funny? That they're putting 40 tons of a weight to make sure everything's stable, and they're worried about that possibly causing problems on the lawn. Meanwhile, you're going to have 100,000 people running around.
Exactly.
So
Make it make sense. Have not seen anything. I'm constantly refreshing True Social. He just talked earlier, about 47 minutes ago, about Victoria Coates of the Heritage Foundation, saying she's absolutely fantastic. She gets it like few others do. Thank you, Victoria. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, in the Strait of Hormuz will be opening for business very shortly. President Donald J. Trump. So I'll keep refreshing. Other than that, I'm seeing Eric Doherty. I sent something to you. It's a video, 29 seconds, showing the people outside chanting, President Trump, happy birthday. Patriots just like having fun, enjoying life. So it's a great little video. Everybody's enjoying it. And then on the other side, they had a little, about 10 people show up, liberals. I won't show that one. We don't like Trump. We don't like Trump.
I mean, to actually wish for rain, to wish for people, to be put in harm's way. These people just aren't normal. Like I told you earlier, we're never coming back to the center. It's never going to happen. They want us dead. They don't want us involved in society. So we don't need them anymore. Let's just. I don't envy you tonight with the mods. I bet you're going to have to play whack-a-mole completely with the trolls coming in tonight. But
I already zapped one. I already got one on Rumble. He came in and he was, and then also, I actually got one on the YouTube chat too. So they try to come in, kind of be passive aggressive, but when they immediately say they change his name into something very not nice, I zap them. But we'll be ready. We'll get them all. They won't last very long. We'll take care of them. But I'm looking forward to this event, man. I'm looking forward to seeing this. This is going to be fun.
And let me just let you guys know something, because I'm working with 1, 2, 3 different monitors and 3 different feeds. And so if everything goes correctly, we should be good. So I don't know if one goes blip, but the stuff I have to show you, I know will work. I just don't know when it happens. But we'll see. I'm feeling very confident, really confident.
We have backup plans. We'll keep everybody entertained. We'll do the best we can.
All right, brother. I shall talk to you shortly and get going on the show here. All right,
Hold
man?
on. Something just popped up. See, this is what breaking news happens. So let me send this to you. Just something that's newsworthy. Sending it to you now. There it is. Literally came up 1 minute ago.
OS Indefender, that one?
Yes.
Okay. All right, what is it? I haven't had a chance to look at it. So
Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has announced a peace deal between the United States and Iran, resulting in the permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. The official signing ceremony will be Friday, June 19th in Switzerland. Prime Minister Sharif goes on to thank Saudi Arabia and Turkey for their contributions in this effort. Here you go.
Let me see if I can bring up his actual tweet. What's his name? Shehbaz
Sharif at CMS Shehbaz.
Let me see if I can bring it up so we can actually see the actual tweet. Shehbaz, and okay, we got it here.
You got it. Okay.
Let's take a look at this. This is what Sharif says. Following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce the peace deal between the United States of America and Iran has been reached. Wow. Now, but you know what? I can't take that as real until he puts it out. So this guy, he jumped the ship. I don't know who the hell he is. What is this? Shabazz? He is the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
And they've been very integral in the talks too. So I mean, I'm putting a little weight to this, but again, you're right. Let's wait for Trump to put something out.
Why would he have jumped the announcement? That's the part I don't know.
You know what it is. Get it out first. Get it out first. Get recognition. Get the clicks.
All right. So do me a favor. If you see it really good, if you see something with President Trump, hit me up with a text so we can officially announce it and know what's actually happening, because I'd love to be able to see that. All
You
right,
got it.
so what am I doing here? I got to turn this on, and hopefully this works. One second, and here we go. All right, hey everybody, you guys know about the Trump red knives. That's this knife here. They say that the QR code is finally working. So in celebration of President Trump and everything you're seeing today and the job he's been doing, hopefully he just got this war done. We're about to have this giant event. People are celebrating America's 250th anniversary, and you can get this Trump red knife for free. All you've got to do is pay for shipping, which is like 12 or 13 bucks. This knife, I've been, hawking this knife for months at this point. I've got a whole bunch of them, one here, one at the other studio, because it's not a toy and it's not just a sponsor. It is quite functional. Like I said, it's a big knife. Many people, I've got some stuff on it. Many people here in Fanfare have done it. It's a big knife, good weight to it, good balance, sharp as all can be. It has a nozzle here that you can break a window if you're somehow stuck. It also has a seat belt cutter in case you're stuck in a car in that regard. It's got some sort of fast, quick action to open it up. It's a really good knife. It's made well. It's normally retails for 70 bucks. But you guys, hopefully everyone, that QR code over there is now working, and you can go ahead and get this knife for free. All you've got to do is pay shipping and handling, which is normally about 13 bucks. So they go fast once the QR code is working. So if you want to get one, please, by all means, this knife, I'm trust me, it won't let you down. It's always within like arm length from me. Robin's got one as well because she loves to fish. So go ahead and just click the QR code right there, and you can get a free knife. Just pay shipping. I'll talk to you guys in 90 seconds.
One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet whom millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham. Breaking news into the Fanfare newsfeed.
Well, I hope you enjoy this movie. I hope you're sitting back and watching this man conduct an unbelievable film. We are definitely watching a movie. I said about 7:30. You could rewind, and I said, I bet you about 7:30 we're going to hear about a deal. Nope, we just heard about it. 5:30, SB just sent it to me, and here we go. We have a deal. The deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow. President Donald J. Trump. And I know what's going to happen now. People on the left are like, well, we don't know what the particulars are. What's the deal? How are we going to enforce it? I'm sure we're going to find that out. Bottom line is, on his birthday, right before the fight, he announces that there is a deal in place. Now, let me show you. If you guys have been playing this game at home, you probably already know what I'm going to show you, because here we go. It says stock ends higher as SpaceX soars in debut. U.S.-Iran deal nears. They don't even have the details of it yet. So watch this chart. Watch and see what happens. This is probably the stuff, it says here, the last was at 6:12. This is when it closed on Friday. Now we're going to see it turn into the futures market very soon. And once it turns to the futures market, let's see where things go. One of the things that opens in half an hour will be silver and gold markets. You'll be able to see these things happen as well. But man, oh man, oh man, SV said, holy prosperity. What a birthday present. CNN just had to eat it and post about it too. So while everyone's at the event right now, I'm sure it's going to be announced on stage. It's absolutely monstrous. They're talking about it now here on Fox. The deal has been agreed to by all parties. For now, we know these people can be quite, nut jobs. But as of right now, on his birthday, at the America or Freedom 250 event, and everything that's going on, we now have a deal in place, which is absolutely awesome. All right, so let me get to this first bit of stuff I want to show you so I can stay on pace here.
Now project the winner of the presidential race. Donald Trump wins the presidency.
What started off as unlikely, impossible, is now reality.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
We have a president who actually fulfilled the promises he made during the campaign. Securing the border to foreign policy.
She now has a record as president that's pretty damn impressive.
Breaking news out of Palm
The
Beach.
FBI has executed an unprecedented search warrant at President Donald Trump's
against a
Mar-a-Lago
former
estate.
president has both sides of the political aisle up
is
in
a
arms.
dangerous and unstable moment in American history.
The Justice Department has just indicted former President Donald Trump.
7 years. They hated him. They targeted him. They hunted him.
This is the epitome of the abuse of the prosecutorial power to preempt political decisions.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America. The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it. The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving. On November 5th, 2024, justice will be done. We will take back our country, and we will make America great again. America will always rise to every challenge and overcome every danger.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged. These types of things, I think, give him strength.
When I'm reelected, I will totally obliterate the deep state.
I will totally obliterate the deep state. I posted this earlier on X. deep state obliteration sequence has been initiated. That was just when they were saying back then, that the deal would be coming in a few hours. And as soon as I heard Trey Yink say that the deal would be coming in a few hours, I'm like, the obliteration sequence has most assuredly been initiated. That's where we are right now. This is where people are going to begin freaking out, because if there's a deal, if the terms and conditions here, which I think he has to have, if he wants to get in there and get that uranium, that yellow cake, that dust, so that he can verify where it came from, that's going to set off this obliteration sequence that I'm talking about.
As long as we have pride in our beliefs, courage in our convictions, and faith in our God, then we will not fail. This day forward, a new vision will govern our land. It's going to be only America first. No challenge can match the heart and fight of America. We will not fail. Our country will thrive and prosper again. We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones and unite the civilized world. We will be protected by the great men and women of our military and law enforcement. We will bring back our job. We will bring back our borders, and we will bring back our dreams. We will face challenges. We will confront hardships, but we will get the job done. Together, we will determine the course of America and the world for many, many years to come.
Did you notice that? Yeah, this was a campaign level video they put out, and I found it because of its birthday. And if you listen to the words that he said, and as he was saying them at different times during the campaign, he said not just America, he said the world. And I think too many people thought it was hyperbole, that he was just talking, but he meant it. SV could just text me. He goes, yeah, Cuba may be next. Imagine you're sitting down in Havana right now, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, man, you guys got a deal with Iran? Yep. So he's going to get bored down. You up, bro? Yeah, you're next. He's blowing up people in Venezuela, Tren de Agua. He got a deal in Iran. Looks like Ukraine and Putin are probably going to come to some sort of agreement. Yeah, he might get bored, and you're sitting right there 90 miles off the coast of Florida. You're next. You are definitely next.
This moment is your moment. It belongs to you. We are one nation. We share one heart, one home, and one glorious destiny. Together, we will make America great again. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
And yes, on a Sunday, no less. All this is happening on a Sunday. And just as you remember, all the different people in our country, people, past presidents, as the Democrats are complaining, I want to show you this, because they've been saying that nobody else has ever done this.
But the landmark event we're witnessing tonight is not entirely without precedent. At the dawn of the 20th century, America's commander-in-chief, Theodore Roosevelt, brought fight sports to the White House. He often invited boxers, wrestlers, and martial artists, but not for entertainment or exhibition. They were summoned here to spar with the president. Roosevelt said, "A nation that cannot fight is not worth its salt." So he trained like a fighter throughout his presidency, leading by example, living what he called the strenuous life. Not everyone likes the idea of fights at the White House. But as Teddy Roosevelt famously said, it is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
Love that. And if you want to remember back last week when we were talking about the Monroe Doctrine and how the Monroe Doctrine has become the Donroe Doctrine, and we talked about the Roosevelt corollary, Teddy Roosevelt, and now we have the Trump corollary. And so the breadcrumbs are most assuredly lining up. Everything is coming together. It took this long to get here, but I am over people saying, I'll see it when it happens. That means you're not looking. If just last week, when you heard Tulsi say the stuff that she said, when you see this happening with Iran tonight, when you're seeing this fight get ready to happen on the White House grounds, this wasn't planned. There's no coincidence here. That's why I was like, don't people see what this guy's going to do? He's going to announce it on the day that they're having this event. It's a celebration, but it's more of a expose, like I said. This is where we start really claiming America back again. I mean, I really feel that.
Birthday President Trump, the president celebrating a milestone birthday this morning. The president was born 80 years ago today at 10:54 a.m. Eastern at Jamaica Hospital in Queens, New York. President Trump's birthday today is celebrating that this morning and all day, turning 80 years old today. We wish the president a happy birthday. What an incredible American dream he has led. Happy birthday, President Trump.
What's up, everybody? Bo Nickel here. Thank you, everybody, for being here to support me. It means the world. Just want to send a massive thank you to President Trump for making this event possible. I'm unbelievably grateful to be a part of this. And
this is one of the guys you hopefully, if everything goes right, you will see fighting tonight. Bo Nickel.
Wait to put on an amazing show tomorrow, but I appreciate you, Mr. President. Thank you for making this a possibility for somebody like me to compete on the White House lawn. So it means a lot.
Let's go, Bo! Let's go, Bo! USA! USA! USA!
I love it, man. I love this sport. I love the UFC. Grateful for my relationship with Dana.
So I just want to introduce this guy in case you don't know him or haven't heard his music. Great country artist. Absolutely love him. Zach Brown. Zach Brown from Chicken Fried and some other song. My favorite song is Vallos con Dios, which is a great song. But today, you probably couldn't make that song without being considered racist, but this is Zach Brown.
And would have us out here to play. You know, there's people saying stuff right now, some negative things about me coming to play this, and and making it politicizing what it is. And I'm here for the troops. I'm here for our military, and Dana is too. I mean, that's the thing. He was like, we want this to be about America and celebrating America's 250. So I'm honored to get to be a part of it. But if supporting our veterans kind of villainizes me to people, then those people really don't count anyway. So you got to be brave. You got to stick your neck out there for the things you believe in and stand up for. And Dana's a great example of doing that for decades now.
How did you write the verse in Chicken Fried, honoring the men and women who fought for our freedom? How did you come up with that?
We had a really ridiculous kind of bar-worthy verse for that for a long time. And then when I thought, man, this is everything we're talking about in the song are all the things that I love about America. Play that in a lot of bars before we even put it on a record. So, I just think it's important. It's important to, be in gratitude to all the people that make sacrifices and suffer through whatever it is that they have to endure to give us our freedom, man, and just to be able to live our American dream because of all the sacrifice that they've made so that we can be safe here and able to do it.
What sucks is the fact that so few of the artists were willing to come out and make a stand and perform at either this event or the the July 24th event or on July 4th, all these different events. But one guy who you know is going to be there, one guy you know is going to be right next to President Trump, if not tonight, but throughout these next couple weeks, is Lee Greenwood. I had a chance to sit down with Lee on Friday. I was going to play it earlier, but I want you guys to hear this interview I had with Lee Greenwood on Friday. Play it now. Perfect time to play it.
I've got a great interview for you today. The man needs no introduction whatsoever. If you've been following my videos, he's been on many of President Trump's rallies and speeches the last couple of years. I'm talking about none other than Lee Greenwood. Lee, thank you for being here. You realize, great. It's been almost a year to the day since I spoke to you last. We spoke on July 2nd, 2025. So before we get going, what's happened in Lee Greenwood world in the last year?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot. Naturally, I'm still working on the road as a touring country artist. Mm-hmm. And leading up to our July 4th celebration this year, there's been so much attention to that it's overwhelming at all my performances, all my shows. I have a new grandson. He's 7 weeks old. Theodore. And his parents they live in Michigan now. Our older son, Dalton. Our younger son, Parker, has finished college at Miami, and he's come back to Nashville as a musician and producer and engineer, Parker Greenwood. That's new. Let's see. We have, I'm excited about this flag. We have, in honor of America 250, Allied Flag Company asked if they would come and if I put my face and name on their flag box. I said, yes, but let's include Bass Pro. So Johnny Morris at Bass Pro Shops has allowed Allied Flag Company to, first of all, produce this flag. It's, produced in the United States. It's not foreign. It is a weather-resistant nylon flag. I have one in my yard. It's beautiful. And it's available now at all Bass Pro shops across America. You need to get one immediately, because if you don't, they're going to be sold out before July 4th. So have one, put it on a flagpole or put it next to your mailbox and let people know you're proud of America. Other than that, I have a new gospel album we're producing for Gaither vocal group, which will be out probably next year. And then the usual, just taking care of my beautiful bride, Kim, whose birthday is June 13.
Well, fantastic. And what I'll do, just let you know, I'm going to get a couple of those flags and give them out to a few people as well. So cool. anything I can do to support, I'd love to do it. So listen, you got this big UFC event coming up this Sunday. Actually, by the time this airs, it would be today. What are you doing? Are you actually going to be performing as well at this White House big event?
No,
what's going on?
I'm a guest of the White House, and I will actually just be sitting there watching the fight. I've never seen a fight live before, and certainly not one outside like this with the backdrop of the White House. Have you seen the structure that goes over the top of the arena?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I just can't wait. It's going to be fun. It's historic. And to be one of the crowd, I don't know how many is in the crowd. I don't know how many seats there are, but it looks like it's a well-appointed grandstands around the fight. What do you call it? Not the arena. It's called the fight.
The octagon. The octagon.
The octagon. That's it. That's it.
So how do you see this? You know, you've been around for quite some time. How do you see this blending sports, patriotism, and, the America 250 celebration?
Well, you and I, Barry, both remember 2001, the attack on America. One of the things the terrorists wanted to do was interrupt our way of life. As you know, TSA became a new force at an airport. They also wanted to stop us celebrating who we are. Right. And we immediately started celebrating our sports again. I sang the 4th game of the World Series right after that, and I wore that red, white, and blue jacket. That's available on YouTube. Anybody can see that. And then we did the Dover racetrack for NASCAR. That was the first big race event back on television. But so here we are. People say, why would you have an octagon in front of the White House? Because we love our sports. And we love the NBA game, by the way. The Knicks pulled that next game out. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait to see the ending of that. And football, it's become America's sport, I think more than even baseball. But we love our sports. And so it's no surprise that we could, I don't think we could put a hockey rink in front of the White House, but it's certainly the octagon with a fight. That's going to be pretty cool. It's historic. Gotta be happy to be there.
It's funny because so many people were complaining that it's an obstruction. It's some sort of bad thing to have on. It denigrates the lawn of the White House. And I'm thinking, what a better place. They should leave it up there full time. And they could have guys like you come out there and perform, at the White House. It'd be fantastic. It doesn't denigrate it at all. I think it actually enhances it, but they're going to complain about it no matter what. Obviously with you doing the flag with Allied flag, what does a flag represent to you personally? You've got a hit song it's been there for decades with God Bless the USA. Like you said, you wore the jacket. Obviously, the flag is very important to you.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue stands for a lot of things, particularly blood, which we've given more blood helping other countries survive in war. That's first. And, but the pride of the American flag, look at history, and we want to study history as much as we can. We have to teach our kids real history. Let's not let history get pushed aside. Real history is how you got to walk, you got to crawl before you walk, you have to walk before you run. We have to learn how America got started and learn it in order to know where we are now. A lot of people say, well, now where we are here, let's just change America. Well, you can if you do it the democratic process. It's a little bit at a time. We can change America by vote. We can change America by population, but we got to be careful about illegal immigration. We cannot have that. We have people who want to come here and simulate and be part of American history. Then, if you'd like to change it and make it something else, you may do that. Right. But it's going to take generation after generation. It's not going to happen right now. And I believe in tradition. I believe in what we are, who we are. And we came to America as immigrants ourselves, and we brought our faith with us. This country started with faith. Without faith, those people who moved west in the covered wagons would never have survived. There was a church in every place that they settled, and there still is a church in every community that I live in, Nashville, Tennessee. And we spread the word of Jesus Christ across the globe.
It's interesting. LGBTQ, SS, whatever the whole length of alphabets, they have an entire month of pride. How are we going to get Americans to reinstill and understand American pride is of more importance than a month in June for LGBTQ?
I think because what happens is people confuse American pride with political alignment. Right. And we can't have that. That's why the process is every 4 years we have another election. We decide who's going to be president, vice president, every 2 years for Congress and senators, 4 years. This process was developed early on in our democracy. It works. It has always worked. So be proud of America and its history. And if you're not familiar with how that process works, it's not just go and vote, know who to vote for. So go and study your process of American tradition and get familiar with why you vote.
Now, you mentioned earlier you just got a grandson or granddaughter? Well, I did grandson. And your son just graduated from University of Miami. He's coming back. Obviously, family is very important to you. We've all gone through troubles. From being a young college kid and doing stupid, crazy stuff to now being older, I've evolved. Family has become much more important. Your hit song, the big song that Trump always comes out to, talks about patriotism. How do you instill into family which is what you talked about earlier. That was the first thing I said, what have you done the last year? And you could have said, I did 30 shows, I did this, I put out new records, and I was sitting here smiling because you went right to family. What do we say to people in 2026, sitting around a barbecue this 4th of July and throughout these events, how to put that back, put the family first?
I really hate to say this, but I'm going to anyway. I am not a believer anymore in public education. The public school system has tended to erase history to the point where we don't have kids that understand where patriotism starts. And when people say it's God, family, country, family second, because you have to have a family before you can have a country.
Right.
And I am totally believer that I have so many kids, they send me videos of a 10-year-old waving a little flag going, I'm proud to be an American. If my song, above any other thing that they have learned as a 10-year-old, represents their belief that patriotism is worth dying for, they've learned it at 10 years old. Wow. And so I'm very proud that I've given something to the country.
That's incredible. Because I was going to ask you, what kind of stories have you garnered over the decades from people who have been inspired by you? And that's one. You have any other inspirational type stories when people have done something different in their lives?
Absolutely. And most of them are immigrants who come here from another country. And they tell me, we will kiss the ground in America from where we came from, because America is the last stand. That's what Ronald Reagan said. We are the last stand of freedom in the world. And when an immigrant comes here, they've studied for 7 years about America. They know more than you and I are, Barry, because we've forgotten the history. They learn it firsthand. And when they know the history of America, they want to be part of that American dream. Can I call it that? The American dream is still alive, Barry. It's people who invent something every day. And I don't care if it's through AI or not. If you're creative enough and you've invented something that can make your life worthwhile, once you become heavily resourced, share it.
Right.
Give it to other people, because you don't deserve it alone. And that's what we do. We share our resources with other people.
You know, looking back on a storied career spanning decades, what's a moment that you can remember where you felt the power of music, whether it be your song or a song that inspired you to write another song, during tough times? How does that compare to the energy you're feeling right now with these big 2026 events?
You know, I went around the world with Bob Hope in his last World USO tour. A lot of the kids don't even know what USO stands for anymore. It's a United Service Organization that serves military around the planet where they are on location or deployed, with not just entertainment, but services to make their life better. And so, because my wife and I have both USO veterans, we have a lot of those tours behind us. There's been a lot of those powerful moments where I served on the Nimitz aircraft carrier, or in Afghanistan for the troops, or in Panama before we had the invasion. I've been in numerous places like that, which had great impact on my life, and understand that we have to really embrace our military, make them, this is a volunteer army. We don't have a draft yet. Again, we could have if we had a world crisis, but it's still not a draft. It's a volunteer army. So embrace your military, and let them know that you care for them.
You know, many of the people in my audience, we call it the Fanfare family, are strong, faithful people. They cherish faith. They cherish their family. How has your personal faith guided you through your journey? I mean, you're in the music business. Every temptation available was there. That as you became more successful, those temptations probably amplified. What message would you share with people, especially grandparents and parents, trying to pass down American values to their kids and grandkids today?
Yeah, that's you said something very important, and musicians are not the only thing that's tempted that are tempted. You know, in the media, the doctor profession, prescriptions profession, pharmaceuticals, they have access to that as well. So it's not just us, but I will say that the temptation does get greater when you get more popular among the public. If you're a parent or a grandparent, make sure that your child understands that there is a faith available to them, that there is a man named Jesus Christ who lived on this planet for 33 years and is still available for them to rely on when they're lost and lonely. They will find it in their church or just a Bible. And, of course, the GodBlessUSABible.com is available for them as well. But understand that there's a heavenly presence, and pass that on to their children. Because when I found out that there was something bigger than my father, then I realized I had somewhere to go when I didn't trust him.
Wow. That's impressive. You know, we watched on my monitor right there. I keep the news on so I can see when I'm doing my show if there's anything, you know, I need to bring into the show. The news shows us one side of life. You're going to be at this fight. You're going to be there at the full America 250 celebration. Are you seeing as you travel the country that the news isn't real and that there actually is a resurgence in national pride? Or do you think we are threatened at this point?
That's really a big question, Barry. I think it's 50-50. I think the news is really good at broadcasting bad news. And we get it a lot. You know, there's a stabbing here, there's a shooting there, there's war, there's this and that and the other thing, but we don't get enough of the good news. Yeah. So unfortunately the media will give you most of the bad news. Just search for the good news, search for the people who tell the truth in media, and then just remember that if you are out in your community and you hear the conversation about negativity, well, just be positive and tell them, you know, I don't see that. I don't understand that. America is fantastic.
You know, without naming any names, don't want you to get in any trouble, but, you know, what role do you see that classic country artists or any artist can play in bringing people together instead of, you know, dividing people?
You know, we as musicians and artists and writers are known for identifying the present. What music we generally write is for now. It's not for yesterday. It's not for the future. So there's a timeline when music becomes identifiable, just as a republic becomes identifiable, a country, a president, somebody who was in the news just to do something at the moment, an Olympian, if you will. And that's what we do as musicians and artists. I think we don't necessarily write something for the past or the future. We write for today. And I'm very blessed to know that God Bless the USA, even though I wrote it for today, has become timeless. And hopefully it will be there for our children's children as well.
With all these artists choosing not to perform or participate in a celebration of America, have you yourself received a bunch of I mean, you've been around a long time, so I doubt you'd swat these people away, but did people try to pressure you not to be a part of this?
Oddly enough, no.
Okay.
I felt none of that pressure. I think, and not just because they know that I'm one of the president's favorites. They know what I stand for. I walk the walk. I talk the talk. I talk for America, family, and freedom. And that's hard to point a finger at me for. I mean, there's negativity. Everybody generally applauds what I stand for.
Great. That's fantastic. I always thought to myself, if guys like Charlie Daniels were still around and Toby Keith, what would music look like today if we still had more people like you? So I'm going to ask you a real trick question here. If you were the producer of the event, you're the promoter, you're the new Bob Graham at this point, who would be on your bill to book for these events?
Wow. I'd have to look at the rosters of all of the record labels before I'd make that decision, because there's so much political divide. Yeah. I would hate to make a mistake. But I would definitely be bipartisan. I would choose by artists and not by politics.
Are they out there bipartisan? I mean, are there artists we don't? I mean, I think Charlie, I think Toby Keith, I think Travis Tritt, I think Ted Nugent, I think Leonard Skinner. But are there other artists we don't know that you think would welcome performing at an event like this that we don't?
Yeah, probably, but less pop artists because I think they represent the left, and I don't know why, but they do.
Wow. All right. So last question, because I know you're busy. The line in your song says, "There ain't no doubt I love this land." How can we do our part to make sure the next 250 years are even stronger and that we can get people to understand that line in your song? Because I don't know, maybe you can tell us how you wrote that in there and how it came to you. But obviously the spirit that you had when you wrote that line, how do we foster that?
No matter the negativity you hear or feel about America, this is still the greatest country on earth. We have freedom to do whatever you want to do. It's not available in every other country. So no matter where you feel we're going, have belief that we still are great. And don't let that interrupt your thoughts about raising your family, finding a great neighborhood, discouraging gang traffic. Don't use drugs. There's a lot of things you can do to make sure America stays great.
Right.
And stay on the side of the law. Appreciate your military. And love your country. Love your red, white, and blue. That's all. Don't ever let a flag hit the ground.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, but do me a favor, hold up that flag again, because I want to direct people to it, and let me put you on full screen by yourself. So that's, how do people get it so I can superimpose an Allied flag?
Yeah, alliedflag.com.
And
it's available at all Bass Pro shops. Go to Bass Pro shops all over the country. You'll be amazed.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. So I said last question, but I always do this. I always have something else pop in my mind. What are you looking forward to most on today, since this is going to be broadcast during the event? What are you looking most forward to? The fight, the camaraderie, just the overall event? What are you looking forward to?
Singing. It's what I do best.
Oh, great. Well, Mr. Greenwood, thank you very, very much for your time today, and I hope you have a great time.
All right, Barry, thanks a lot.
All right, everybody. I love talking to him. I think it was fantastic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with what I have here. J.D. Vance just spoke a second ago. When I go to my not next segment, but second to next segment, I am going to rack that video and see if I can't download the entire thing. As you know, President Trump did post and say the deal is complete. Take a listen to what J.D. Vance says here.
First of all, I do think it's a big moment for the United States of America, thanks, of course, to the president's leadership and the hard work of the entire team. Three things that I think are important for the American people just to appreciate about what this deal does for all of us as Americans. Number one, this is the immediate opening of the Straits of Hormuz and, of course, the lifting of the naval blockade that we've had on Iran along with it. The number two thing that it means is that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and not just pursue a nuclear weapon, but procure or try to buy a nuclear weapon as well. That's built into this agreement. And then the third thing is, and this only happens, to be clear, if Iran delivers on their promise. And so there's an approach here where we verify and where there are real benefits so long as Iran meets their end of the obligation. But if the Iranians comply with this deal, it is going to fundamentally transform the Middle East for the next 50 years. It's going to end the war. It's going to make the Middle East more investable. It's going to mean a lot of prosperity.
So, yeah, so if they hold up to their end of the deal and actually make it happen, which I'm sure, even though they're going to release the blockade, those ships aren't going to go too far away. They're going to be right there to make sure that they're doing the right thing and not just being crazy. If we can hold this together, it's going to change the world. That's going to be the end of the Democrat Party. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it for what it is at this point. They have nothing. That's why the trolls come in here. Right now, here, let me show you how bad it is. There's the the fight arena today. And on the outside, you've got these people waving Palestine flags, and there's a sign there with a watermelon on it. Not sure what the hell that means. And then there's a sign that says, "They fight, we feed." Okay, whatever. And I don't understand what Free Palestine has to do with anything right now. There's nothing to do with this. There's no There is no cohesion with the Democrats. How in the hell are you protesting Palestine at a UFC fight at the White House? It's completely bonkers, completely bonkers. But nonetheless, that's where they are. I mean, I can't even imagine it. But they're on the outside looking in, and let's see if what kind of stupidity they may try if they try to launch something over the fence or something. But how sad? How sad is it? They have nothing. I'm not just making that up. They have nothing. Their fraud is being exposed. The Iranians are actually going to do a deal, it seems. What do you got? Elon's got another bunch of money. They got nothing. All they're doing is flapping, trying to figure out something that will stick. Somebody in the chat had asked me a question about Spencer Pratt. I think Spencer Pratt might be involved with whatever they end up doing with the investigation in California. But in any event, all of this is happening right now as we speak. But you want to hear something trifle? You want to hear how bad the Democrats are looking at this and how they're completely missing it? Not only are they missing it in terms of messaging, you're sending the wrong people out to do the messaging. And as you watch this short clip, remember what I've said for a long time. They only exist because people have no memories on the left. There's no way these guys could say this with them having any sort of memory. And one of the guys is supposed to be a conservative.
What do you make of this?
Well, I first thought of who are the artists John F. Kennedy brought to the White House? It was like W.H. Auden, Robert Frost, Jerome Robbins, Leonard Bernstein, and now we've got cage fighting. Don't anybody say America's in cultural decline.
Cage fighting, he says. Cage fighting. He doesn't even know what it looks like. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's just repeating some line. That's supposed to be the conservative on the panel.
I just thought.
Well, look, to your point, presidents have traditionally sought validation from established cultural institutions and artists. As I'm saying this, I'm looking at what people have called the claw on the South Lawn. President Trump has created this alternative cultural establishment around combat sports and podcasts and influencers and social media stars. How significant is that shift, and what does it suggest?
Well, it's a significant shift because it's the president of the United States who's...
All right, so here's Mr. Light and the Loafers who keep... When I said they brought the wrong person out to do the messaging, that's the guy. So you're telling me you're about to see some extensive masculinity. You're going to see guys beating the crap out of each other. And this guy's trying to pretty much play it down because he's never had to worry about masculinity any time in his life.
Anointing it. Whenever a president invites someone from the culture into the White House, it's giving the imprimatur of the president. President Obama brought in Lin-Manuel to do what then became Hamilton. So there, you're talking about Auden, and now you got I cannot remember his name. Miranda, because I was so close to calling him Noriega, and I know that is not right. But this, a cage fight on the South.
Again, they don't even know what they're talking about. They don't even understand. By the way, I don't remember this guy having any problem when they had the Transformers with the boobs out, fake boobs, running around. I don't remember them having any problem when they had, people performing outside the White House. Remember Kamala dancing and doing this stuff as they had, and the guy next to her in a dress? No problem with that. And here's why. Because that's the world they want. They don't find that to be an aberration. They don't find that to be odd. That's the world they are seeking. That is definitely the country they're seeking. That's all. They want America to understand the pride colors being on the White House, the Transformers doing stuff with no clothes on, the guy getting, butt-buddied in Senate. That's the world they want. They're not making a mistake. They want that. That's normal now. The new normal is you should be like me. I want nothing to do with you.
Lawn of the White House, the People's House, that also has corporate sponsorship that you can see inside the ring. This, talk about degrading the culture. This is
degrading the culture. And the host from the show not saying anything. It's like, was it degrading when you had Transformers running around with the guy with the long nails? Was that not degrading? Nope. Because that's what life is supposed to be like. To them, that's inclusive. Except then why isn't this inclusive? Because everything about this event, the visual, the president involved, Dana White, is everything they loathe and everything they've tried to strike down for years. They don't want men to be men. They don't want other men seeing men being men. Can you imagine today there being an audience of 100,000 people, and these 100,000 people, never mind the billion watching worldwide, are going to see these big, virile, strong, athletic-looking men beating each other? They don't want that picture. It goes against the Harry Sissons of the world. It goes against the little light and the loafers guy here. They don't want you to understand that's what men are. They want you to think like, Elliot Page or whatever they're called now. That's a man. Dylan Mulvaney. No. We don't want you to see this stuff.
degrading the White House, degrading the People's House. And it's just unconscionable that this is happening.
Part of me thinks, though, that there were people who said that about Obama when he had, rappers in the East Room, right? I mean, it's just, are we just in a different time, a different...
He wants us to be talking this way, because he's saying, look, you get looked down upon by people. I believe in cage fighting, just like...
Go fuck yourself. But... go fuck yourself.
I'm sorry for the expletive there. I'm really sorry. But with all this going on, for them to be talking about it's culturally bad and it's degrading and it's debauchery, and I can't believe they're going to have men fighting and their chest muscles are going to be on display and they're going to be rippling in sweat. And every single person there cheering them on makes it worse for them. It's going to turn the dial back on everything they've done since Obama was in office. Look at your own stats here. Your own stats. Let me just check it here. 49% of you have never even seen a UFC fight. Just imagine that. 49% of you have never even seen what you're about to see. Hopefully about to see. You've never seen it. And let me just tell you, what you're about to see is complete masculinity. And I think there are a couple women on the card as well. You might see some women beating the hell out of each other too. I'm not really sure. I don't remember the entire card, but there may be some women fighting. SV can check that. I'm not sure if that's the case. But in any event, you're going to see some big, hulking guys stand in an octagon. This is not boxing. It's not it's not a square. It is an octagon. And there's no, standing 8 count. They're going to beat you into submission. They're going to do whatever they can to just knock you the F out. And if you don't tap out, they're going to put you out. It's rough. It's tumble. And it's a growing sport that I bet you I'm pretty feel comfortable. When I was younger, I would have loved to have tried it. It's the ultimate testosterone test. You are going to be beating the crap out of somebody.
To me, America means loving one another, lifting each other up. I think that this is the greatest country on earth, without a doubt.
This country was founded on working hard, working relentlessly, taking chances, and braving the unknown.
America means everything. To me, it means freedom. It means the ability to change your life, be successful. I'm the definition of the American dream.
To be an American, it just means that you're a hard worker, you get things done, and
you just keep pushing through all the hard times.
Without this amazing country, none of us would be able to be here fighting today.
That's the tap!
I believe that this is the greatest country in the world. I don't care what nobody says.
It's giving me the ability to pursue my dreams in any direction that I wanted to pursue them, to rise myself up from any place I am.
Being American, we're the greatest stereotype. We have cheeseburgers, freedom. Being American's amazing.
Being American is all I know. It's who I am. I love representing this country.
Oh! Justin Gaethje!
You can chase a dream if you want to. You can be whoever you want. It's something special to be an American.
I just feel very blessed to be born here, raised here, and fight for this country on the White House lawn.
Wow! Being an American is a responsibility for standing up for what you believe in.
America as a country is strength, power, and freedom.
Being an American means that it is my duty to make America as good as I possibly can, to make it better than it was before I got here, and to do my part to serve it in any way I can.
What it means for me to be an American is pursuit of happiness, to make something out of yourself.
So what does America mean to me? If I could sum it up in one word, it would be hope.
The thing I love most about this country is that anybody can make it. Coming from immigrants on both sides of my family, I'm living the American dream.
You're an American. You are one.
Happy birthday, America.
Happy 250th to America.
Happy birthday, America.
If you notice something about that, if you were looking closely, there are probably some of you guys and ladies who looked at that and went, what are they talking about? This is like cultural cornucopia. You saw them. They were Spanish. They were blacks, big hulking guys, skinnier guys, smaller guys. But it's not trailer trash by any stretch of the imagination. No, none at all. These people are huge athletes, and they fight hard, very hard. And I'd love for some of these guys to step up, Mr. Light and Loafers, and go call one of these guys, trailer trash. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So what I want to segue into right now, leading into the fight, let me just show you at the arena. There's some, I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's a giant video. They've got the video screens up and people are filling in. Somebody's on stage. I think that's Logan Paul. They said he's on stage. I don't know what he could possibly doing, but they don't have the let me see if the volume is up on this. What's he saying? Hold on. He's talking. Hold on. Let's listen in.
Where the Spurs fans at? I'm here from this area. Yeah, they're not too happy about that.
Yeah, you can't hear because it's a stage mic. But anyway, we're getting closer. We are definitely getting closer. Before I check, let me check in with SV. SV, I guess you told me there's no ladies fighting tonight, huh?
Yeah, apparently they were trying to get a fight. Apparently Dana White was in trying to get a potential Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes matchup, but it didn't come together in time. So I posted in the chat the full male, well, for the ladies, the matchups. They have the lightweight title all the way up to the heavyweight. So it looks like it's got some good names.
There's a guy who's fighting tonight. I don't know his name, but you'll see him. He's got bright pink and blue hair. And it was so funny. Robin and I were having dinner and we're watching television. And I turned on because I was thinking of SV and kicking your butt again. It was poker night in America was on. And I'm like, oh, let's check in and what's going on here. And this guy with purple hair was on television. And they talk trash at the table, and he's like, hey, I'm an MMA fighter. And sure enough, the next day I see he's fighting at the White House. We're like, that is so cool, because whenever that was taped, I guess he didn't know he was going to be at the White House, but he's an MMA fighter who just happens to play poker.
I watched him. I watched that
did?
show. It was a Vegas thing where they have all the pros, and they have a amateur go to the table, but his name was Sean O'Malley. O'Malley.
He doesn't look like an O'Malley.
No.
he looks like a Sean Hernandez maybe, but he don't look like Sean O'Malley. But
let me tell you what, though, he got felted twice. He lost over 100,000. So he had a great time. I mean, he was a great part of the show. They like having those kind of folks coming in, some sports figures. They've had hockey players and stuff on. I love it. It's really a lot of fun. But yeah, Sean O'Malley, I didn't know much about him until I watched that. It was
okay,
cool.
so you saw it too. What's really interesting, you just mentioned he lost money. I had no idea how much money these guys make. None whatsoever. I've heard Floyd Mayweather and the boxers. I didn't know the MMA guys got that kind of bank. I mean, you'll hear in this next piece I'm going to show you where Dana White's talking about bonuses, not even their fee. Bonuses are like $400,000, $700,000 just in bonuses tonight. And some of these guys are raking in, seven figures or more. To go, maybe that's why the Democrats don't like him.
They're making money.
They're making money. They're cashing checks, big checks.
I grokked it. I grokked it. His net worth is estimated around $4 million as of mid of this year. So in UFC fight earnings, career disclosed purses plus bonuses, get this, exceed $10 million.
Wow. Wow.
He had a big payday. He won $1 million versus Song Yadong.
Wow.
I heard that guy.
I'd go in there and take a punch for $500,000. Just knock me out. Just knock me out.
Hell, I'll let him knock me out.
That's like, I have one jaw. I mean, I got two. You can knock this one out. I'll fix it. But it'll help me lose weight. Wire my jaw shut. But for $500,000, I could do that. But then again, I don't want to be in no submission hold where someone's going to grab my arm. Don't do that. I definitely don't want somebody kicking me in my head.
It's funny you said that. During one of the interview sequences, he actually had Jason Kuhn. Jason Kuhn is a poker player. It's worth like $60 million. Tall guy. Sean had him in a headlock, and he tapped out. He's like, let go. He had him a nice yeah. So it doesn't matter.
Do me a favor. With 50% of people here never having seen a UFC fight, go ahead and explain what tap out, because you don't have that in boxing. Go ahead. You got this.
All right. Well, according to if you wrestle, if you get a submission move like where they think you're about ready to pass out or die, you actually take your hand and you hit the mat, and that means end the fight. And then usually the ref comes in very quickly and tries to separate him before something happens to him. So that's the gist of that.
See, but you used another term in there. Now you got to explain that. What's a submission hold?
Submission is when you have somebody that they can't get out of. It's kind of like what the police do to some of the perps. Yeah. And, which obviously that happened with George Floyd when they had the knee on his neck. That was a submission hold. They had him where he couldn't do anything. So that's pretty much that too. Submission hold is when you take control of your opponent where they can't move, they can't strike, they can't do anything bad.
And there's one where, like an arm bar, if they get a hold of your arm, they can put you in a situation where if you don't submit, they can literally break your arm. Just right there. Yeah. If you don't tap out, they can just go ahead and snap it. So ladies, if you've never seen this stuff, tonight might be a lot for you. I don't know if we'll get to see a submission hold or not, but it's pretty crazy.
Okay.
All right. So it's 6:30. This shindig is supposed to start at 8. So let me continue with the rest of what I've got going, and I'll be back at you very soon. All right, everybody, we're on track. We got everything going. Let me tell you. Let's see, what do we got there? I'm going to tell you about Rumble Wallet. And you guys know I've been working with Rumble for quite some time. Hold on, let me pull this up. So this is called the Rumble Wallet. Here we go. There it is right there. Bingo, bada bing, bada boom. With everything happening right now and how prosperity is blooming well, you might want to take a look at Rumble Wallet. We hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so that you actually control your own money. which is a lot different than the stock market and things of that nature. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money and delaying transfers or limiting access, you're in control. And if you ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, you felt that problem pretty personally. Now, fast forward to today. Everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels complicated. That's exactly why I use, and many people I know use, Rumble Wallet. It takes all that complexity and makes it very simple. Choose what you want. Bitcoin, dollar-backed stable coins. You can pick whatever thing you want to get into, and you can use Rumble Wallet to acquire it. No complicated setup. It connects with something called MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank card and be up and running in literally minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creator. Like me. So do it now. Scan the QR code right there or the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet. You can tap buy and you're set. That's all it takes. In just a few minutes, you can go from somebody learning about crypto to actually owning some. So check out Rumble Wallet, and I will be back in 90 seconds.
Welcome back to Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Tonight we come to you live from the historic Lincoln Memorial. It's where so many famous speeches have been given, including Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech back in 1963. Tonight, we'll see who shines at the UFC Freedom 250 press conference. And with that, what an absolute scene as we welcome you live to the Lincoln Memorial for the official UFC Freedom 250 press conference. I'm John Anik alongside the UFC Hall of Famer, former two-division champ Daniel Cormier. We have been all over the world to Fight Island to the...
Before I get to that, which is taped, this is something happening right now. President Trump posted once again, I want to bring this to you. This great deal, talking about the Iranian deal, will bring peace and security to the whole region. Many presidents have tried to make peace with Iran, and all have failed before me. The leaders of the region have, for the first time, found a president who can help them achieve real peace. With the opening of the strait upon the signing of the deal on Friday, for purposes of mine removal, oil will flow on both ends again for the region and the world. President Donald J. Trump, which obviously means, if you read between the lines, gas prices are about, as he said, gas prices are about to plummet. I mean, big time plummet. Democrats have no answer to this. All they can do at this point is wish and hope for the markets to tank. Let me show you, as you probably already know, and I can show it to you again. Sound like a broken record because this stuff is easy for you to understand if you actually take a look at it. Silver is going up big time, up 3% just in the futures market overnight right now. It's actually, it's open. The markets are open right now, but that's happening as we speak. So things are moving pretty quickly. I think we're going to see gold do the same thing. Yep, I found the gold. Hold on. And here's the gold market. Bada bing, bada boom. Right the same way. Things are going straight up. You can say thank you if you've been following along. I told you. Actually, he told you. As soon as we get this thing fixed, things are going to take off. And so now, hopefully you were set up. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about it today because good news for everybody who was. Right now, up to 3% thus far, right after the deal got popped, is a very, very good sign. So I hope many of you will enjoy some soon found prosperity. Let me see. Yep. Oh, wow. Look at this already, too. Says stock futures jump after the U.S. and Iran reach a deal to end the war. Man, we knew it was coming. None of this should be a surprise. Nobody at this point should have said, I wonder what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. We didn't know it was going to happen on June 14th, but nonetheless, he kept trying to hint to us, and now here we are. And so again, coupled that with SpaceX and coming right on the heels of SpaceX, things are just, just looking up tremendously. Back to the fight.
Here, we have never seen anything quite like this.
Nothing like it. And honestly, this is one of the best things I have ever been a part of in my entire sporting career. The energy that the fans have right now, the energy in Washington, D.C., it is truly tremendous, John. And these people are ready, and these fighters deserve this.
It has been as festive a fight week as we have been a part of, and really a couple hours before the press conference, lightning was not going to deter these fans. They came out in droves.
So what you're watching right now is the I think this is the press conference from yesterday that I'm showing you. It's pretty interesting how they did all this. And all these people in this audience, I posted a picture of her video, and people are like, are all those people there just for the press conference? Just for the press conference, this many people showed up. By the way, something else I wanted to check, and I can show you this. U.S. crude oil falls 5% in less than a couple of hours. Oil fell 5%. It is almost below where it was when the war started. Let that sink in. February 28th, 29th, February 28th, March 1st, the war starts, oil goes up, and today, in a little over an hour, it's almost at the point where it was before the war started. Yeah, we're going to lose the midterms, said nobody.
To the Lincoln Memorial for this epically festive UFC Freedom 250 press conference. Some crazy visuals, the rainbows and everything else. They've been out here for a while.
It's beautiful, man. The people have been waiting. You know, people are excited about this. John, you and I are doing a pre-fight show. You know it's big if we're doing the pre-fight show.
Oh, now we got audio. Everybody can hear us. Let's go, Washington, D.C. We are here, of course, for the Freedom 250 press conference, and it is truly remarkable how far the sport of mixed martial arts has come really over the last quarter century, and with more on that angle, we say hello for the first time tonight to Megan O'Leary. MJ.
Hey, thank you so much, John. Truly, look how far we have come. It really wasn't that long ago where the UFC could only hold events in certain cities and certain states, and it was actually...
I just had to jump in here for a second. One of the other things that Democrats and libtards who really don't care about culture were complaining about, saying it was defacing the Lincoln Memorial. So I just want you to look at this, and you tell me if this woman having a press event inside the Lincoln Memorial, does it look like she's defacing it? Is she denigrating the Lincoln Memorial? I don't feel that. I hope you don't feel that way.
Less than 10 years ago, the UFC 205 took place, where, of course, New York finally opened MMA into its backyard. And then, guys, the world shut down in 2020. And we did what everyone said was impossible. I don't think any of us will forget our time on Fight Island as the world watched us put on fights where they just didn't think that we could. And then the world got back to normal, and the UFC said, you know what, we want to aim higher. And that is still to this day. The UFC is the only sporting organization to ever hold an event inside the Sphere in Las Vegas, a one-of-a-kind venue. But Honestly, nothing is like this. We are quite literally surrounded by history all week long. I mean, we've had U.S. presidents practice various forms of martial arts inside the White House, and that's where our fighters will be warming up and walking out to the octagon on Sunday night. So today, it's the Lincoln Memorial. On Saturday, it's the Ellipse. On Sunday, it's the South Lawn. As you see, the skies are celebrating with us. There is so much to look forward to as we kick off the 250th birthday of this great nation with some of the greatest fighters on the planet Earth. And I feel like this is one of the greatest offices we've ever had, guys.
Doesn't stink for a place of business, that is for sure. And it really is remarkable when you think about the evolution of mixed martial arts. When you and I started with the UFC, you as a fighter, me as a commentator, many states did not accept this as a form of sport. New York, among others. And here we are now on the South Lawn of the White House Sunday night.
You know, John, when I think about how far the UFC has come, all the way back to Mississippi, right? When you had to rent a VHS in order to watch the UFC fight on tape delay, to now fighting at the White House, every single step of the way the UFC has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think as we celebrate the birthday of the United States of America, we should celebrate how the UFC continues to move mixed martial arts forward, because every time the UFC sets a bar, moves it higher, it brings the entire sport with it. And right now we're on the verge of something absolutely historic.
A lot of live event execution in front of us, but we as a team are just so excited to bring you this spectacle on Sunday night. To that end, let us show you all that is coming your way. And there is one of the men of the moment, one of the men around whom this fight card was built, a two-time interim lightweight champion, former BMF champion, the highlight, Justin Gaethje.
You know that's my boy. That's why the line is so close. He is about as active and agile a guy in this division, and if we saw him against Tom Aspinall, we see a fraction of that. He is a big ask for Alex Pereira.
No surprise, the Frenchman Cyril Gane will not have the crowd, but he's got his head coach there, Fernand Lopez. He's got all the skill in the world, all the self-belief. This will be the first time that we see him since that climactic fight against Tom Aspinall. Some calling it anticlimactic, but Cyril Gane performed quite well. I know it was a short sample size, but he spins it forward here Sunday night.
Well, John, the way he was fighting in that fight against Tom Aspinall, you could see Tom Aspinall recognize, oh my goodness, this is different, because Tom before, when he would hit guys, they would fall down. But he found in Cyril a very big guy that could defend takedowns, that could really move. Alex Pereira is not the most active guy. He doesn't move that much. Cyril does. This fight would seem to favor Cyril Gane when you really look at it inside of the numbers. This is a big opportunity for Gane.
Here in the nation's capital, counting it down to UFC Freedom 250. Tonight, the presser from the Lincoln Memorial. And now Megan O'Leary standing by with one of the stars of the show.
Thank you so much, John. Justin, you told us in fighter meetings that on Sunday on the walk, you don't want to focus too much on the surroundings or who's in the crowd. But right now, what do you think about where we are for this press conference?
Yeah, we are at the Lincoln Memorial for our press conference. And wow, what a spectacle. It's crazy. This is the first time I've ever actually seen the Lincoln Memorial, so it's really amazing. And then the view that way is even more amazing. So yeah, this whole thing is crazy.
Abraham Lincoln, National Wrestling Hall of Famer. You're an All-American wrestler. Feels like maybe some good vibes here.
I love it. I'll take all the vibes. This whole thing is good vibes. All the military on the way in, all of it. It's crazy.
It's pretty tremendous. You know, Justin, we were just talking about this off camera. There's so much expected of you in terms of performance on Sunday, but the heavy lifting is also done in the weight cut and the media obligations. Can you describe what this week has been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty crazy and very unpredictable. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of thunder, lightning, and it's kind of delayed a lot of things. Yesterday we had a rehearsal for our walkout, and so that got delayed for like 2 hours for me. Didn't end up getting out of there until like 11 p.m., so just kind of got to go with the flow and take it as it comes.
You're certainly a guy that goes with the flow. I have a feeling you'll go with the flow today at the press conference. Things turned a little bit salty between you and Ilya. I guess, what are your expectations for what might happen verbally, but also what this face-off might look like?
Yeah, I have really no expectations. It's going to be normal. Just got to get through this. Hopefully they ask me no questions, but I'm sure I'll get a couple. I've said what I said. I've said all I need to say, and now I just get to fight this guy. That's all I care about. So yeah, that's all that matters.
And you know what? On that note, I'm going to let you go because you're going to have enough questions to answer momentarily. Justin, we appreciate your time. I know the crowd is looking forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. Guys, I'll throw it back to you.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. So much respect for the way these athletes have handled this entire fight. We can see Justin Gaethje cutting weight right now. So after the presser, they all have that inconvenient truth ahead of them here tonight.
Yeah, this is the right fight for Bo Nickel because it feels like a step in the right direction, a big challenge. Let's see if he can do it. But also, don't overlook Kyle Dawkins. This guy has no intention of getting beat this weekend.
And one guy who's not overlooking Kyle Dawkins is Bo Nickel, who said in our fighter meeting that even though there was a lot of momentum for a matchup with Colby Covington here on the South Lawn, that he feels like the Dawkins challenge is more stiff. He's got length, he's got submissions, he's got a lot of different things going for him. It looks as though Megan is standing by with Bo Nickel. Megan, take it away.
Well, I appreciate the old married couple throwing it up to me and Bo Nickel right now. Bo, you walked up here, you turned around, and you kind of gave a slight smile and a head nod. I know you've had this incredible competitive athletic career already, but a setting like this has to be special, even for somebody who's competed all around the world.
Of course, I'm just super grateful to have this opportunity and to be able to compete in something like this it's unbelievable. There are really no words. So overall, I just feel incredibly grateful and blessed, and I'm going to make the most of the opportunity.
I know how much it means for you to compete in front of our U.S. military. You've spoken about your support for them, and on your way up here, you passed so many military members, so many first responders who are here to give their support to the athletes in the event. What has that been like, just being able to kind of feed their energy?
Yeah, it pumps me up. I think that I have so much respect for the military, for the armed forces, and first responders, everybody that's really, that's the backbone of this country. And so, to be able to compete in front of them is a massive honor. And I trained so hard, so I'll be ready and put on a good show for them.
I have no doubt that you train hard. You speak to us about your time in Florida. And, the guys were just talking about your fight against Dawkins, and obviously you're not overlooking anything. In terms of this matchup, I guess, what stands out the most to you?
Every matchup's different. Every matchup's exciting. For me, I'm focused on myself, on being the best version of myself every single day, improving every single day. And this is just a great opportunity to continue to build my reputation and go out there and do what I love to do.
Do you think that there'll ever be in your career another experience quite like this?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Probably not, but maybe. I know President Trump has talked about leaving the cage there, so maybe they'll run it back, and I would love to do it again. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm treating this like once in a lifetime. Oh,
absolutely. I found out this fact not too long ago, and I think it's so interesting. I brought it up to Justin Gaethje, but Abraham Lincoln is actually in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. You knew that. What is that like to stand here as a wrestler in the presence of not just history, but somebody who also shared a sport with you? It's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, love that. What an incredible place to be. President Lincoln, obviously an unbelievable man, unbelievable president, and a wrestler, which in my book, gives him another boost. So just really grateful, and glad I'm able to represent the wrestling community on this stage.
Yeah. Last thing before I let you go, this is the press conference. We've got weigh-ins tomorrow, and then of course the fight on Sunday on the South Lawn. Do you allow yourself to take in those moments, envision what those might be like, or are you completely dialed in, and after Sunday night, that's where you can appreciate things?
No, definitely staying present, enjoying all the moments as they come, and really, like I said, my foundation is my faith, and that really brings me a lot of gratitude for every moment that I get. Every opportunity that I get is a blessing and something I'm really appreciative of, and I feel like I've really been able to soak it in, so really grateful for that.
Well, we appreciate your time, Bo. Enjoy this experience, and the rest of the weekend we'll certainly catch up with you soon. Guys, I'll throw it back to you.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. What an absolute scene at the UFC Freedom 250 press conference here at the Lincoln Memorial. Now we turn our attention to what will be the first fight of the night between Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia as we take a closer look at the background of the New Mexican Steve Mean Machine Garcia.
My name is Steve Garcia. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and America is a melting pot. My grandpa was a pastor in a very Hispanic culture. He was chasing the American dream. The best way they know how to make money is they pick cotton, beets. It was very troubling times, but that's how they survived. At the time, it was kind of a crossroads moment for him. He was trying to make a decision on where we were going to permanently be located, and he pulled out a quarter, and he did a coin flip. Tails was Oklahoma, and heads was New Mexico. landed on heads. So he moved to New Mexico, and history's been made. When I think about New Mexico, I think about the people, the culture that we have. Definitely a bit rugged, but strong people. The Hispanic culture shaped me to be exactly what you see today. I believe that we have grit. We want to make sure that we win, whatever it takes to come out with the victory. To be great, you need a good circle around you. You need a good village around you. And my family's everything. I have an amazing team around me, my coaches, and my dad. My father influenced almost everything about me. The biggest thing that stands out is his hard work and his work ethic. My dad always made sure me and my family were taken care of. So this is my pops. This is Steve Sr.
I'm super proud. It's been a long road. One thing I can say is Steve's never given up. He has to leave his family. That's part of the journey. If you want to do something big in life, it takes a lot of sacrifice.
I'm very grateful for my dad. Now I'm able to go into my life, try to be an amazing dad. I became a father at 30. It changed everything. A lot of my values come from them. We come together, we stand united, and we're always going to be there for each other no matter what. It's something special. All the hard work and dedication that it took, and it wasn't all glamorous. It was definitely through the hard work in man's hands and everybody just coming together to make sure that they can make ends meet. My story in particular, I feel like, is the American dream. I literally started from the bottom. I had nothing to my name. What I loved about the sport is that I could earn everything I did, even if it was the hard way. I had support, my family, and I finally was able to go out and show everybody in the world, if you work hard enough, you can get what you want in life. I'm living proof of the American dream.
Just wanted to let you guys know, jump in here. I've been going back and forth with SV and watching what's going on in the news. So it appears as though that President Trump may be acting as the MC tonight. So when this thing kicks off in an hour, President Trump may be the person who takes the microphone first and comes out into the octagon, which would be simply freaking amazing. I mean, people will go nuts if he walks into the octagon. And then somebody asked, why does it look so dark in Washington? There were a number of events. So the actual fight card doesn't start till 8 o'clock tonight. And so what I'm doing is, a lot of people didn't see the stuff that led up to tonight. So this was the press conference and the stare downs, and then later on, before we do the jump over, I also have the weigh-ins and all that stuff. So there's a whole lot of fanfare that went on in putting this event together. So just stay tuned.
Welcome to the UFC Freedom 250 press conference. Live from the iconic Lincoln Memorial in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. It's time to celebrate America's 250th birthday with an historic weekend dedicated to freedom, fights, and most importantly, our great fans. Now, let's meet the fighters. We start with the pride of the Southwest, a power threat across 3 divisions in his 13-year MMA career, with 15 of his 19 career victories coming by way of knockout, and the winner of 7 straight. Please welcome the number 9 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Albuquerque, New Mexico's own Mean Machine, Steve Garcia. Joaquin Garcia Sunday night is a fan favorite with an unmistakable penchant for the finish, with 23 of his 27 career wins coming before the final bell, and 15 of those coming in the first round. Here is the former two-time featherweight title challenger and number 2 ranked UFC featherweight contender in the world, Diego Lopez. Now, we move to an American middleweight battle. Up first, a wrecking machine on the ground and on the feet. This man has rattled off 6 straight, with 5 of those wins taken out of the judges' hands. Hailing from the famed Fighting City and birthplace of freedom, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, this is Kyle Dawkins.
And if you're watching at home, all the fighters tonight will be walking with kids from the local community here in D.C. Kyle Dawkins walking out right now with Emerson Vasquez from the Midtown Youth Academy.
To face the man from Philly is one of the most decorated collegiate wrestlers ever to grace the UFC octagon. He is a 3-time NCAA Division I champion as a Penn State Nittany Lion, a U.S. national champion and world champion on the mats. Fighting out of State College, Pennsylvania, USA. Fight fans, please welcome Bo Nickel.
And Bo Nickel being walked out by Maggie Pearson, repping Ryan Hall's 50-50 Martial Arts Academy in Falls Church, Virginia.
Lightweights are up next, and we begin with the former UFC lightweight title challenger and NCAA Division I college wrestling All-American from the University of Missouri. He has finished 18 of his 23 career wins. He is the former Bellator MMA lightweight champion. Here is the Show Me State's own Iron Michael Chandler. Looking to play spoiler is a creative fight finisher who has only seen the judges' scorecard once in 15 professional bouts. Sunday night, he looks to continue his rise to contention at 155 pounds. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, here is the number 9 ranked UFC lightweight contender in the world, Mauricio Hufi. Featuring 2 masters of the mic. Up first, a man coming off a performance so bold, he was instantly added to this historic event. He is undefeated, with 8 of his 9 wins coming inside the distance. Here is the number 5 ranked UFC heavyweight contender in the world, the Golden State Zone, Josh Hogan.
Josh Hogan had that great fight last time, an NCAA All-American, finds himself in a big position. Listen though, this guy talks. He talks and he talks, but the one thing that you can always depend on is that he is going to back it up. He's game, he's brutal, and he looks forward to putting it on the Black Beast, Derek Lewis.
generational mainstay with a record book that speaks for itself. He is the owner of the most knockouts in UFC history, the most finishes, and the second most wins in UFC heavyweight history. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, USA. This is the number 9 ranked UFC heavyweight contender in the world, Derek the Black Beast Lewis.
You know, John talked about Derek and his preparation for this fight. He did not miss one training session, he said, because as an American, he wants to go out there and give the best performance that he has given his entire career. And we're talking about a guy that has the record for most knockouts in UFC history.
Moving down to the bantamweights. First up, a Canadian tactician and master of strategy. He's riding a 7-fight win streak with his last 3 victories coming over some of the division's elite. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Please welcome the number 6 ranked UFC bantamweight contender and Canada's native son, Ayman Zahabi.
That's Ryan Hall's son, by the way, Sean Hall, flanking Ayman Zahabi as he makes his way to the podium.
And now, an electrifying athlete known for his highlight reel finishes. He has double-digit knockouts with 8 of them coming in the very first round. He is the former UFC bantamweight champion and the number 3 ranked UFC bantamweight contender in the world. Fighting out of Peoria, Arizona, USA. Here is the Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley.
That's the guy I was watching play poker last night or the night before, and he just looks like a wimpy dude. Then I saw some of his fights. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to play poker with him because he might have a flashback and want to whoop me or something. SV, you're going to have to play him.
Sean O'Malley, plus athlete, durability was thought to be a concern early on, became the undisputed bantamweight champion, and man, does he like the matchup in front of him here in Washington, D.C. He's a 4-1 favorite against Ayman Zahabi.
It's time for the first of 2 title fights going down from the South Lawn of the White House on Sunday night. We start with a Muay Thai specialist and master of movement who has spent the better part of a decade at the top of the 265-pound weight class. Fighting out of Paris, France, here is the former interim UFC heavyweight champion and number 1 ranked UFC title contender in the world, Cyril Bonyaman God. Looking to make history this weekend and become the first 3-division champion in UFC history by capturing the heavyweight gold. This Brazilian kickboxer has ended 11 of his 13 victories by knockout. He is the former UFC middleweight champion and former UFC light heavyweight champion. Please welcome Alex Poatan Herrera. Undisputed lightweight title will be unified Sunday night. Up first, a man at the center of one of the most exciting fights ever to grace the octagon. He's earned 15 performance awards in 15 UFC fights, tied for the most in the 155-pound division's history. He is the former BMF champion and current interim UFC lightweight champion of the world. From Sanford, Arizona, USA, this is Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Looking to defend his belt for the first time, this Spanish-Georgian powerhouse has remained perfect in 17 career fights, finishing 15 of those before the final bell. He is the first two-division champion with an undefeated record in UFC history and is the number 2 ranked UFC pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Please welcome the former UFC featherweight champion and current UFC lightweight champion of the world, Ilia El Matador Topuria.
Happy birthday, America! Thanks for coming out today. We appreciate it. One thing I want to touch on before we get started here. World Liberty Financial will serve as a presenting partner and are adding another $250,000 to the bonuses for the fighters that night. So 2 athletes who earn Fight of the Night are going to earn $400,000 each, and then the 2 performance of the bonuses will get $425,000 each. Congratulations, everybody. Good luck. Who's got?
That's just the bonuses. So I don't know what they're getting paid to fight, but their bonuses are $400,000 a piece. Oh my gosh. That's absolutely insane. And while this is going on, they're putting people inside the arena, getting them ready. I don't know if there was something going on. I saw a whole bunch of people running, and then I saw some smoke. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of police movement or anything. So hopefully those are just fans. Just to explain what you're seeing here, this was the press conference with the fighters. This aired last night, and so the fight card doesn't start till 8. So right after this is over, we're going to go ahead and jump to Rumble. But I don't know what the heck is going on here. Maybe it's people just looking to get a better seat or something. A lot of people running around. Hopefully there's nothing crazy, but a lot of people with movement and everything else. I still see somebody on stage, so I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's getting packed. It's absolutely getting packed. So just to let you guys know, this is the press conference from last night. We'll finish this, and once we finish this, then we'll jump over.
First question. For Ilia Topuria, the champion. Ilia, you'd be very confident through this fight week. Justin Gaethje says he's going to change your face on Sunday. What is your response to that?
He can try. He can try. I know that I'm the best in the world. He's going to have the octagon. In 2 more days, we are going to share the same place. And he can prove me wrong. I feel that I'm the best. If you think that I'm not, just prove me wrong if you can. But I have my doubts. I know that I'm going to take his slots out in the first round. This is all I know.
And for Justin, 17 have tried against Ilia. All of them have failed. Why are you different, and why are you going to get this win?
Yeah, there's no doubt this guy is one of the best in the world. He's number 2 on the pound-for-pound list. But I have fought the best of the best. I have so much experience in the cage, and I'm going to use that experience to be great. All I got to do is go in there and be perfect. I trust in my abilities, and fighting is crazy, and so I'm going to go in there and put it on the line. That's all I can do.
Once again, for you, Ilia, you are number 2 pound for pound right now. You've held that number 1 spot before. What are you going to do on Sunday to replace?
There is something going on. There is something going on. I've been following it and looking at the police movement inside the stadium. They brought in the horses, so hopefully none of these people have decided they want to do some sort of riot or something. But again, hopefully they are prepared for it as well. But I'm seeing a lot of police movement and a lot of movement in general with people running around. But I guess we'll check and see what's going on. Cameras moving. Just so many people, just a sea of people moving around. We'll go back to the press conference.
Number one. Don't even say that I'm the number two. For myself, I'm the number one.
What are you going to do to show that to the people who do the rankings?
What was the question?
How are you going to show that to the people in the rankings with this win? So that
knocking my opponent out in the first round.
And just lastly for you, Dana White, a little delay here, had some rain last night. Has any of this actually helped you better prepare for any curveballs that could come on Sunday?
Listen, the show goes on Sunday no matter what happens. We're going, so I don't care if it rains, snows, whatever happens, we have a fight on Sunday. So I'm sick and tired of hearing about the weather now and all the other bullshit surrounding this event. We are fighting on Sunday night on the White House lawn, no matter what.
Question for Poetan, other side. Poetan, all week you kind of downplayed the magnitude of the third belt, and you've been treating this as a normal fight week. But being here, being only days away from possibly making history, being in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Somebody asked a question. Somebody asked a question where the little kids were from. They're from different kids groups and centers around Washington, and they got to walk the fighters out. So one of them brought his own kid, his own son, but the other kids were from various, athletic centers around town.
Does this fight week finally feel bigger and the magnitude finally reaching you?
Toda semana você falou, sim, são 3 cinturões, existe uma magnitude de uma conquista como essa, mas você falou, é como uma semana qualquer. Agora que você está aqui na frente do Memorial do Lincoln com toda essa galera, começa a dar uma impressão de que as coisas são maiores?
Bom, com certeza a gente sabe que é um evento gigantesco, de verdade não participei de algo igual. Essa está sendo algo que vai ficar para a história. E como eu falei, a minha preocupação é lá dentro do octógono. Eu quero dar um show para todos vocês, para todo mundo que está assistindo.
We know that now this looks like more gigantic than ever before. We see it something special once in a lifetime. And on Sunday, I just want to put a show to all of you that are watching all over the world.
And to go off of that, Cyril is one of the most athletic heavyweights we've seen in the UFC. What do you make of him as an opponent, and how does the perfect fight for you play out?
E ele é dos caras mais atléticos da história do peso pesado. Como é que você vê ele como sendo oponente? O que isso significa e como é que isso vai transformar?
All right, so somebody at the bottom saying, why is Barry playing this whole video? Because not everybody had Paramount Plus. Not everybody saw this from last night. That's why. And we're waiting. The fight card got moved back till probably 8:30 or so, maybe 9. So I've got some content to show you from the last 2 days. That's why.
No domingo, como é que vai ser a luta?
Não, com certeza a gente vê que é um atleta, um adversário muito sério. É um cara que respeita, não são como outras pessoas que ficam sempre falando quando vai lutar com a gente. E eu estou pronto para isso, e domingo eu vou mostrar tudo que eu venho aprendendo, tudo com a minha evolução.
He's a great athlete, someone who's respectful, contrary to other people that just keep talking crap all the time before fighting. But you know what, on Sunday, I'm going to show that I've evolved, that I've improved, and I'm a great athlete as well.
Question for Cyril. All week we've been asking Alex about the third belt, making history, possibly being the greatest of all time. Do you think fans and media are overlooking what you can achieve on Sunday and capturing the interim title?
Yeah, this is my story. This is my career every time. But let's make this story together.
And I have to ask, what do you make of the fan reception here? They obviously are very pro Poetan here.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Pereira is a great athlete. He's a great champion. I think he's a great guy. Also, he's a good human. So I can understand. And I'm really happy to fighting against this type of guy.
Question for Sean O'Malley.
We got one!
Arguably one of the biggest pops when you made your entrance here. I have to ask, Eamon on the other side got probably one of the louder boos when he made his entrance. Do you feel like the American hero stepping in here?
It's hard not to. I mean, we're fighting on the White House lawn, I'm fighting a Canadian. You know, I gotta put his lights out. That's simple as that. I gotta put this dude's lights out.
go off of that, all week Evan's been talking about pressure and not worried about your striking. Is this the perfect opportunity to get your first knockout since 2023?
Absolutely. He grew the beard out a little thicker. I noticed. That ain't gonna work, buddy. I know what you're trying to do. That's not how it works. Yeah, he's gonna pressure. He's gonna try to kick my leg, take me down. I've been dealing with this since I started fighting. The more he pressures, the more he's gonna get hit. The more likely he's getting knocked out. So whether it happens the first, second, or third, he's getting knocked out.
Question for Eamon. At Media Day, I asked if you won, would this be the biggest MMA win in Canada since GSP won the belt? Given the reception you got and Sean saying he's going to knock you out, would this be the biggest win in Canadian MMA since GSP won the belt?
It would be, because he would put me in line for the belt. You know, finishing Sean O'Malley puts me right up there with Merab and Peter Yan. You know, he has a win over Peter Yan. Sean's a great fighter. He's been champion before. And to beat him in the White House lawn, facing all that adversity, really puts me at the top of the list to fight for the belt. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. Thank you to Dana and Hunter. And, you know, he talks like he's going to knock me out, but we're going to see what happens on Sunday.
To go off of that, Sean's known for his counter striking. You've been talking about a lot of pressure. How do you focus on your game plan without kind of falling into the traps that he can lay?
I mean, I've studied the tape. You know, he couldn't stop Merab from taking him down. What makes him think he can stop me?
You suck.
We'll see. We'll find out on Sunday, big guy.
Finally, question for Dana White. There's been a bit of confusion from fans online about where they can watch the fight, whether it's on Paramount, CBS, simulcast. Can you clear up any rumors or confusion where it's being broadcast?
It's very simple. It's on Paramount Plus. Very simple. The whole show is on Paramount Plus.
A question for Derek Lewis. You were very surprised to get the anti-doping. You never got test positive for anything. Is this like the craziest week you've ever lived? To be there to fight on the lawn, the South Lawn, to get tested. Is it the craziest thing you've ever experienced as far as MMA?
Of course. Shit, it's crazy. I wasn't even supposed to be here, you know. I stayed true to myself. I stayed dedicated to my country and believed in everything that I was doing in life was the right way, besides the stuff I got into early on in my life, and American dream, I believe.
And a question for Mauricio Ruffi. What does scare you about Michael Chandler, and how do you envision the fight going?
Maurício, o que traz para você algum medo, talvez um temor em relação ao Michael Chandler? Como é que você vê isso na luta?
Eu não consigo pensar em nada além dessa grande oportunidade que eu estou tendo aqui na Casa Branca. Agradecer muito a Deus. Estou muito feliz. Quero poder mostrar um grande show para vocês. Vocês sabem, esse é o meu estilo. Eu entro lá para acabar as lutas. Eu acredito que esse é um dos motivos que estou aqui.
I can't think of anything but the fact that this is a great opportunity. Feel very blessed by God to be here. And you know my style. I come in to put on a show and to finish my fights, and that's what got me here.
And a question for Cyril Gann. Have you seen the videos of Alex Pereira hitting the pads as a heavyweight and sparring as a heavyweight? And what did you think of it? Does it scare you?
No, never. I fought already this type of guys, dangerous guys, many guys, Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis, Jairzinho, Chivaza. So everybody know my strength. I can manage this. If you want to be a fighter, you can be scared.
Thank you.
Question for Derek Lewis. Derek, at Media Day, you said the last time you got in a fight outside, you did 3 years in jail. How excited are you to be able to do that again against a guy talking trash and face no repercussions other than maybe a bonus?
Shit, the way you saying it sounds like I'm gonna go to jail tonight. Fuck that. But you know, nobody likes this guy, man. I gotta put this guy out. I believe first round knockout.
Josh, Derek says no one likes you. I'm curious how you feel the reception has been in the nation's capital this week.
Is this thing on? The Incredible Hulk says he's going to put Derek to sleep like Sleepy Joe, but I like Derek Lewis, and I just want to apologize for ruining the press conference last time, and I like Topuria too. I like Pereira. Those are my favorite fighters. And so I just want to apologize for all of that. Yeah, I'm nervous right now. It's just regular Josh today. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me, Dana. I'm trying to keep the Incredible Hulk from not coming out, and so I'm doing my best. Thank you.
Derek, do you prefer this version or the other version?
I like Derek. He's a real nice guy. He went to jail, and then now he's on the White House, and he's making something out of his life, and all about perseverance.
What you saying about them drugs?
Oh man, this guy's a hoot. Oh, he's such a hoot. Oh my goodness. I see a lot of people asking the question. So let me just say it once again. We are going to be jumping over to Rumble in about 30 minutes. When we jump over there, all systems are green and we should be able to show you the entire card. But let's finish here.
Show needs some tonight.
Question from Michael Chandler. Michael, you said on Media Day that this fight and this win is for you, for no one else. Does that mean we could finally see a conservative style Michael Chandler?
I'm conservative, all right. No, I mean, this one is for me. I think at 34 years old, I came over with a chip on my shoulder, had a lot to prove to the fans, prove to the brass, prove to the world, prove to the guy who was outside the UFC for a very long time. You check my resume, it speaks for itself. I fought the who's who of the lightweight division. Almost every single fight, first ballot Hall of Famers. So yeah, this one is for me. On the White House lawn for America's 250th birthday, you will see the best version of myself. There is nothing in the entire world that's going to stop me from getting my hand raised and catapult myself back inside the top 10 and catapult myself back into the title contention. I respect Mauricio Hufi, but he's never fought a man like me.
Let him know, Michael Chandler. He hasn't fought a guy like you. It's going to be a real good fight. I'm really excited for it.
Question for Sir again. What means to you to be involved with the greatest fight of French MMA? And do you have a message for all your fans over there who will watch overnight?
Yeah, at first, thank you to be behind me. Thank you to believe on myself. And always the people talk to me like I'm surestimated. If I'm here, it means something every time.
Thank you. Cyril Gane's a real good athlete, and that poses a real big threat to Pereira. He likes to be nonchalant, and Cyril Gane, he's really fast. He could play all the sports. The Incredible Hulk says he's the best athlete up here, but I think Cyril Gane might have him beat. He could play all the sports, and that's going to pose a big threat to Pereira. It's going to be a good fight. I'm looking for it, though. Looking forward to the fight.
Question for Steve Garcia. You and your teammate Josh Hogan, you both might be one win away from a title shot. How much would it mean to both knock out your opponents and win the belt on the same card after this?
Yeah, man, I'm here to shock the world. I'm super excited to be part of this. Diego's a phenomenal athlete, and he was able to go show out on UFC Noche, but I'm here to show out on the UFC White House card, Freedom 250, and I'm proud to represent my country, so we're going to start this off with a bang. I'm going to go for it, and fireworks will begin this card.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry for interrupting, guys.
Josh Hogan's the man.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Anytime, buddy.
And he's been positive to the real Josh all week, and so I want to give him credit for that. And Steve's been training hard. He's been waiting for his opportunity, and he's finally got it. And he has a tough opponent with Diego Lopez, and it's going to be a good matchup. But I think Steve, he'll be too much for him.
Question for Ilia Topuria. You and Alex Pereira have become good friends this fight camp. If Alex wins his third belt, Do you think that makes him the GOAT?
Listen, he's the GOAT already. It doesn't matter what's going to happen on Sunday. For me, he's the GOAT. One of the GOATs, because we have a lot of them in the sport. But he's going to join that list without any doubt. It doesn't matter, like, what's going to happen on Sunday.
I'm sorry.
That list.
I'm sorry. The Incredible Hulk says Pereira chews up Taporia's food and bird feeds it.
Just shut up.
Birds feed it in his mouth.
Can someone just
I'm sorry.
shut this guy?
Taporia, I'm a big
Shut
fan.
up.
It's just Taporia, I'm sorry.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. Taporia's probably my favorite fighter, I'll be honest. He knocks everybody out.
Very much,
And
but
so,
shut up.
I'm
Just
sorry.
shut up. Just
sorry,
shut up,
Taporia.
bro.
Birds feed. The Incredible Hulk says he birds feeds. Pereira chews up your food and bird feeds it to you, like a baby bird. I'm sorry, Taporia. I can't stand this. No one likes me because of the Incredible Hulk. He's ruining my life. I hope Derek Lewis trained hard for this, and so he could stop. He could stop this madness because I'm tired of it. I got no coaches. I got no friends because of the Incredible Hulk. No one likes me, and so.
Who's got the next question?
Question for Kyle. Just feels like a few feet in front of the Lincoln Memorial. This is really living your American dream. Can you touch on what an opportunity this is for you, especially against someone as talented as Bo?
Yeah, throughout my career, I've dealt with ups and downs. Not being in the UFC for a little bit, building my way back up, getting back here now to be on the White House against a very talented opponent. Looking forward to getting my hand raised on Sunday, and making the most of it.
Thank you. And for Bo, there were so many talented wrestlers, Michael Chandler being one of them, in the UFC, but it just feels like every time you step in the cage, you're representing wrestling. You take a lot of pride in that, it feels like. Can you touch on representing the sport?
Yeah, of course. I've been wrestling from when I was 5 years old. My grandpa wrestled, my dad wrestled, and I'm definitely representing all the wrestling community when I step out there, and I'm proud to do it. I think wrestlers are the toughest athletes on the planet, and happy to represent for all of them.
Thank you. And finally for Dana, on a personal level, it's amazing what you've accomplished with the UFC. It feels like this will make you even more ambitious. As with Boston roots, would you think about Fenway? Would you think about globally with the Coliseum? What's next for you in the UFC?
I don't really think about that stuff. The Sphere happened because I went and watched a show there, and then you all know how this ended up happening. I like arenas where fans can get a great experience. I like arenas where we don't have to worry about, the elements. This is obviously. I mean, look on the screens. The setup here. This is a one-of-one incredible event, and I love it. But I'm not looking to go outside anymore, or do anything crazy. We'll just do some arenas for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Who's got the next question?
Yeah, jumping on with KO Sports. This one's for Ilya. Ilya, no one has ever knocked out Justin Gaethje in the first round. You say you'll do it in 2 minutes. What makes you so confident you'll be the first to knock him out early?
No one even knocked out Max Holloway. And I was the first one to take his lights out. And why not with Justin to do the same thing to him? And Justin, in the bottom of his heart, he knows that I'm going to knock him out in the first round.
Not true.
He knows that.
Not true.
Of course, you know that.
You might know it, but no, definitely not.
Okay.
Not how it works.
I don't.
I'm going to be the one who's going to.
I don't think so. The Incredible Hulk is going for Gaethje for America.
Hey, his mic off.
And Gaethje's gonna pressure.
Shut up.
Gaethje's gonna.
Boy, just shut up.
He's gonna pressure and he's gonna make it dirty. That's what the Incredible Hulk thinks, and that's why he's going for Gaethje. But Taporia, I'm a big fan. You knock everybody out, but Gaethje, I think he's ready. He's hungry, and yeah.
Next question for Justin. You said your plan is to move forward in this fight. Ilya says that's exactly what he wants you to do. Are you sure that is the best way to beat Ilya Taporia?
I am sure that my coach has come up with a magnificent plan for me.
The coach is not going to be in there with you.
We have been
be alone in that octagon with me.
Yeah, me and you, buddy. That's how it works.
No one is going to be helping you.
That's how it works.
And me and you, just me and you are talking about your coach as one of the best.
I'm fighting Lord.
You are not even the world champion.
That's what we're doing.
What makes him the best if you are not even the best? What makes
my coach the best?
Yeah.
Well, his success as a
not
coach.
even the best.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah. What makes your coach the best if you are
His
not the
success
best?
as a coach, other athletes, myself, our accomplishments, his accomplishments as a whole. That's what I would say.
So that makes my coach the best in the world because I won the world title in the featherweight division. I defended successfully.
Yeah,
then I move up in the lightweight.
There's no doubt about it.
The title. So my coach is the best in the world.
My coach is
I'm the best in the world. The best coach in the world. That's why I'm.
My coach is the best in the world, man.
Can we all get along?
Boy.
Greg Jackson's a good coach too. Mike Winklejohn's a good coach. And they all got coached under Greg Jackson. I'm sorry about that.
I second that.
But can we all get along?
Last one for Justin Gaethje. Justin, Ilya says he wants to knock you out in front of your father and your country. What did you make of those comments? And did you expect the fight to get this personal?
Of course, fighting is personal. We're fucking trying to beat each other up. That's what we do. That's what this sport is. None of you guys understand how serious it is. Only us fighters understand the consequences of getting in there every single time. And for some of us, we love it. For some of you guys, you could never dream of taking these chances and taking these risks. That's what we do, though, as fighters.
Question for Ayman Zahabi. What's more important to you, fighting in front of the White House or beating up Sean O'Malley?
Definitely beating up Sean O'Malley. I mean, that would be huge for my career. Doing it at the White House is the cherry on top. Gonna get all the eyeballs and show the world how great I am.
Is there any extra pressure or motivation being the only Canadian on the card?
No pressure on me. Sounds like he's got a lot of pressure. He really wants a knockout. He's been trying to grow out his beard for years. He's jealous how easy it is for me to do it. I shaved last week. Look how thick and beautiful it is tonight. It's going to look glorious on Sunday.
Question for Diego Lopez. Diego, it feels like the UFC call on you whenever they need a banger of a fight at a big event. Is that a role you take seriously? And is that something you can promise to the fans at the White House on Sunday?
Parece que o UFC sempre chama você quando precisa. É normal e você sempre gosta de entregar, né? É isso que vai acontecer no domingo?
Yeah, this is 100%, you know. I think Steve has the perfect style for me, for was make a great fish fight for in the story in the White House. I prepared for this, you know, so I don't stand one step back in this fight. So I look for the finishes, knockout, submission. Always I look for this. This happens Sunday night.
Yo, what's Vic Glenn's here? My question is for
Hey, wait a minute. We translating that or what? Where's the translator at?
He's good.
You did?
That was in English.
That was English?
That was English.
Oh, shit. All right.
Vic Glenn's
It was
here.
Spanish to me. Last question. Go ahead.
Vic Glenn's here. My question is for Ilya and Justin. Ilya, if you were to team up with Alex, Justin, you were to team up with Hokit, the four of you trapped in a room, only two could walk out alive. Who's going to make it out that room?
I leave this answer to Justin.
I'm not here for hypothetical questions. I have a real dangerous opponent in front of me. That's all I'm worried about.
Can I interject, please?
Yeah.
I think Topuria is so mad because he's so short he can't see himself in the bathroom mirror, and he married a stripper from Miami. I'm sorry. The Incredible Hoagie, he just be getting me in trouble. I'm sorry, Topuria. I'm a real big fan though. You're still my favorite. You have a tough task ahead of you. And Gaethje's real hungry, and he's American. Most importantly, that's what the Incredible Hulk says.
Hey guys, thanks for coming out tonight. I'm going to square these guys off for photo ops. We'll see you tomorrow.
I know.
right, John Anik, Daniel Cormier with you now on the back end of the UFC Freedom 250 press conference. All right, so that's a wrap. We had a lot of fun up here listening to it. I particularly enjoy watching Dana White's reactions to Josh Hokit. Some good, some bad. Hokit made his presence felt. I like the Topuria-Gaethje tension. What were your thoughts?
I loved it. I think that everybody's ready, right? I kind of wish that the Incredible Hulk showed up and not Josh. Josh is a little bit weird to me. He seems uncertain, but he still was rage baiting Ilia Topuria. Yeah. At least that's what my son told me. Look, it was fun to watch. It was a great environment. I love this setting. Now I'm excited to see these guys face off right in front of the Lincoln Memorial. It's going to look fantastic.
Yep, we're going to get you all those stare downs here in a matter of moments. I will say about Sean O'Malley and Aben Zahabi, there's some friction there, right? But if you're an American fan here, it is your right, and I think it is your job to boo the Canadian fighter.
You know, it's kind of crazy, right? Because listen to this, right? Okay, let me tell you why I keep making these historic references. I've been watching a thing called The Story of Us, the history of the United States, so I know everything. But France gave us the Statue of Liberty. We should be supporting Cyril Gane, but we're cheering for the Brazilian. Fans don't make sense. You don't get to choose who you like. You fall in love with a fighter because you fall in love with a fighter. But yes, this one feels like Sean O'Malley, the American, Aben Zahabi, the Canadian.
All right, Dana White front and center. We get ready for our first stare down. Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia.
Guaranteed knockout, guys. Guaranteed.
Next fighters, please. Go ahead.
think you are fighting for this, right?
So good.
Okay.
No, this is not the belt we're
It's
fighting
mine, boy. But looks much better on me.
Not the belt we're fighting for.
Looks much better on me.
One more, you might not be able to carry it. It's too heavy for you.
Megan is now standing by live with the lightweight champion of the world, Ilia Topuria.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Champ, what happened in that face-off with Justin Gaethje just moments ago?
I just told him don't come closer, and he told me like, what? You're gonna punch me? And I was like, yeah. And he came closer, and I just had to push him because if I punch him, he's not gonna be able to show up for the fight. So.
There was a bit of words between you and Justin. There were words between you and Josh Hokit. This is not the first press conference where this has happened. Is there frustration that a guy you're not even fighting just, keeps getting on the mic?
Not at all. Like when something happened in the external world that I can control, I don't care about it. Whatever happens, it's okay. We just enjoy it.
No, and I know that there's a lot of people that are very close to you that are just a few feet away that are enjoying this. What's it like to have your friends and family here, to be a part of all of this?
It's amazing. I feel very blessed to have my family here, to being able to share this kind of moments with them. All I do is for them, for myself, of course, but also for my family, and I love to share this kind of moments with them.
Ilia, what did you think of this setting today? We've got the Lincoln Memorial behind us. We've got the Washington Monument in front of us. It almost feels unbelievable.
It can be better. It can be better. It's just unbelievable. I don't even have the words to describe it, how it feels to be here, to be part of one of the biggest events in sports history. We just visited the White House yesterday to see the stage, and I got goosebumps. I was like, just wow.
When people kind of told you what your walkout might be like, you could probably envision one thing, but when you got to actually rehearse that and live it, what was going through your mind, and how, I guess, do you embrace it, or how do you keep it out of your mind when you're doing the actual walk Sunday?
I was so amazed that it felt almost like a dream. It was almost like a dream, I swear. It's like sometimes you can visualize things, but the different thing is when you are actually living it in the reality. And being able to live those kind of moments, and like live the moment yesterday in the White House, practicing my walkout with the people, with the song. Wow, it was just amazing.
Obviously, visualization is powerful, and you've been seeing a first-round knockout over Justin Gaethje. What is it about your skill set that allows you to see these things and then accomplish them?
I know what I'm able to do inside that octagon. I know it. This is what I have been saying during this whole time. Maybe it sounds a little bit cocky, but trust me, it's not. It's my confidence. It's built through hard work, a lot of dedication, and I know what I'm able to do inside that octagon. I know Justin. I know what he's able to do inside the octagon. He didn't knock out anyone in the last 3 years. What makes him think that he's gonna knock me out now in this occasion? That's not gonna happen. I'm going to knock him out in the first round. I'm going to knock him out like I did with my last 3 opponents. And this is what's going to happen. I know that. This is what I train for.
We cannot wait for this main event. Ilia, before I let you go, the official weigh-in is not really too far off, a little over 12 hours from right now. What do those hours look like as you prepare to make weight on the scale? Really the first fight of the weekend.
Actually, this is the best weight cut I ever had. I feel better than ever. I still have to cut like a couple more pounds, but nothing really special. So we are going to make it. We are going to make the weight tomorrow in the morning. And then we are going to have the official, the public weigh-ins in front of the public. We are going to enjoy the whole process, and then we have finally the fight day. And I hope you guys, you're not going to miss it, because this is going to be once in a lifetime. The biggest event in sports history, something that I'm telling you, I don't even have the words to describe it. It's just wow. Don't miss it.
Listen, the champ just sold it better than any of us could. I'll send it back to the desk. John in D.C., take it away.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. UFC Freedom 250 press conference is a wrap, and we are now privileged to be joined at our podium by one of the stars of the show, the most prolific knockout artist in the history of the UFC, the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. This man has seen it all in the fight game. He's never done a press conference on the stage of the Lincoln Memorial before. How crazy was it being up there, champ?
Oh, it was crazy. It felt like a movie, man.
I love it. I love it. Couldn't ask for nothing better.
You know, watching you up there, it's hard not to really take into account all that you've been through in your career, but you seem to take it in and deal with it well, right? I know it's overwhelming. When you guys are walking down the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, it has to be overwhelming for you. What are you thinking in that moment when you're doing that? Like, man, I'm walking down the stairs of the Lincoln Memorial when at a time in my life, I was in jail.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You know, for sure I got to tune all that stuff out. You know, got to stay focused at the task at hand. We got a beautiful game plan to get this guy out of the fight real early.
Do you like Josh? Because Josh showed up tonight, not the Incredible Hulk.
Well, I don't have nothing against him.
No, I'm saying Josh is the kind of scared guy that always gives compliments. You look like you were like, I don't know what to make of this.
Oh, no, it didn't. I'm sure he was just trying to get in my head or whatever, but to me, I don't care about none of that.
Yeah, it does not seem like he occupied any space in your head, and it seemed like Dana White was kind of going sweet and sour on some of those responses. In terms of this training camp, though, you told us in the fighter meeting, and we talked about it today, that you made every session in part because Stars and Stripes, red, white, and blue. How proud are you to make that walk, and how much have you thought about what's in front of you here on Sunday night?
I'm very proud to make the walk, you know, show everyone that no matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through in life, there's still hope for you out there.
You talk about knocking him out in the first round. We saw him fight Curtis Blades recklessly with no fear of what was coming back in his direction. Can Josh Hokett fight you in that way this Sunday night and survive to see even the first round bell?
Not at all. I really don't believe that he survived one punch. I really don't.
You think if you hit him clean, you can put him out?
I really believe so, yes.
You know, you hit Curtis Blades with an uppercut backing up. It looked like you were trying to defend the takedown, but the uppercut landed and you put him down. Do you anticipate having to find something like that? Because Josh is an All-American 2 times. He didn't wrestle last time, but I would imagine he's going to be trying to wrestle you.
Yes, for sure. We're ready for anything. Wrestling, standing up, no matter where the fight goes. We're going to be ready.
We know it's been a long day for Derek Lewis. The weight cut is tonight, my man. Congrats on getting this opportunity. Richly deserving. Cuts a few
right
lbs.
Now. Yeah, he cutting up. That's why he got the sweater on right now. He's smart.
Just lift 4 pounds.
If you got to be out here, you might as well put a sweat top on and get something out of it.
For sure.
My man.
So what they were talking about in terms of weight cut, well, the next event or the next stage of this event is they have to make weight. If you're a lightweight, you got to come in at the certain weight. And so that happened last night. Excuse me. And then 12 hours later, which you're going to see, they had to do the weigh-in. Now, I timed this perfectly. Things were supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but because of weather, they kind of pushed things back. So I had it dead on, ready. I mean, it's 7:52, and things happen, so we always have to be ready. So here's what's going to happen now. Excuse me. I am going to do super chats, and after I do super chats, I'm going to go to break. And when I go to break, X and YouTube will go off. X and YouTube will go dark. You got to be on Rumble to see the rest of the program. So I'm leaving that up there now so you guys can make your way over to Rumble so you won't miss anything. So like I said, it's 7:52. Might want to head over to the Rumble right now if you want to see the rest of the show. Excuse me. And as of right now, the weather does look like, well, I can show you. The weather does look like it's holding up. People are out there. There's bands on stage, and they are performing and singing. I think this is one of the it says U.S. Army Band. Well, it's a full band, so they are singing and doing their thing right now, but the event has not started yet, as of yet, so you're not going to miss anything. The weather does look like it's holding up. SV said where he lives in Virginia, he had a torrential downpour, so let's hope it's not moving north at too fast of a pace. But they had pushed everything to 9 o'clock, but then I heard an update that they were going to go at 8:30. Either way, we will be ready to go. So let me do super chats now, and then I'll leave that up in case you want to get over there right now. All righty. And here we go. Wanja, thank you. Wanja, I wonder what country that is. Not sure. Midnight, thank you. Condition-based. Hey, how are you doing? Now watch the Looney Tunes left go crazy of the fact that deal will be signed on June 19th, which is Juneteenth. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, gosh, nobody cares. Chucker, I'm glad to share my birthday today on Flag Day with our president. Oh, very cool. Starfleet, happy 80th birthday, President Trump. Indeed. Thank you. Vakovsky, thank you. Ben, yeah, SB sent this to me. Ben, I'm afraid you missed my super chat on Friday. I apologize, but I still love you and thank you for all you do. What do you think of Trump admitting giving Spencer Pratt a job in the fraud task force in investigating California? Well, he probably knows where a lot of the bodies are buried, so I would not be surprised at all. Pekovsky, no, never doubted myself, voted for Trump. Chiosop, oh no, what will the liberals bitch about now? As the last check that I had, gas was right about it. I mean, oil is dropping. Oil is almost at the point it was before the war started, which means we should, providing deep state doesn't mess with stuff, we should see $2, $3 gas very quickly. I'm looking, hold on, let me just show you this. The sky, it looks ominous, but I don't see if they're showing. I don't know if it's about to open up there or not, but we shall see if they can get it in. Thank you for showing us the sky in Washington, D.C. Don't know what that means since it's also 8 o'clock, so it could be just getting dark. So not really sure. Chiosop, $30 million loss. This is the best advertising for UFC. Yeah, not really a loss if you think about it that way. Richard, Barry, thank you for the awesome show. We knew you all worked hard on it. Thank you. Thank you very much. A lot of people don't realize how much you have to get sources and stitch them all together to make it work. But thank you. Tex, thank you, Barry, for the coverage. Salute to you for watching. Thank you. D. Fisher, the few remaining Dems are livid that we've canceled their drag shows for kids at the White House. They're absolutely sick. Catherine, hey Barry, fellow lover of music, FYI, Guardians of Truth, written by bass Josh Reed, who co-hosts with Alpha Warrior, is a great soundtrack for Freedom 250. All right, I'll have to check that out. Catherine, you can find the album online at Red Pills Music. Thank you very much. Thank you. Chiosop, this is so much better than bouncing False Man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the last one here before we jump over is, hey, Tim, haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Barry, great show. Haven't missed the show. Just been quiet. No problem with being quiet. I can hear SV. Are you got something for me? What do you got? I hear you beeping.
Oh, no, I was just going to show you I demoted the colonel to cook, and I banished him.
Oh, another idiot? Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. These people, man, there's so much tinfoil on their head. I'm surprised they can't go by their microwave without it going.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
But I did have something real quick. JD Vance dropped a message. I sent it to you. Maybe you could play it when you go over the jump over. He had a message for the country.
I
sent it to you on X.
No, I'll do it. I'll do it now before we go.
Okay. It's by Eric Doherty.
Let's see here. The last one?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me. Oh, it's only like 20 seconds long, right?
Yeah. 23 seconds.
Oh, I think I played this.
Did you?
I think I played it with another person, but let me. I mean, I think I played it on the Fox show. But here, let me go ahead and bring it in again.
It was dropped 17 minutes ago, so I thought it was something new.
It might be. Hold on. Let me see what he says here. All righty. All right, I got it. Let me go ahead and bring it in.
Check.
My primary message to the American people is thank you. Because of your patience, I think that we've solved a problem that has plagued this country again for well before I was even born, which is a terrorist supporting Iran that was pursuing a nuclear weapon. We are now at a place here where we can say with confidence they're not going to get a nuclear weapon.
That was Vice President Vance's.
All right, so he says with confidence that they're not going to get a nuclear weapon. I think it's more important that he actually gets that yellow cake uranium, or the dust as he keeps referring to, so we can verify it and put an end to these crazy Democrats who've been doing crazy stuff. You've been swatting people left and right tonight, so
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
I believe Obama his sphincter is tightening a little bit extra tonight.
Well, it looks like the weather's looking bad. Look here, check this out. They're just showing the cloud again up the people here are people outside the arena. Those are not people inside the area. So I'm not sure how the weather looks, but
trees, get away from the trees.
Yeah, like Dana White said, you ain't got to worry about it. All right, so let's get ready to rumble. It's 8 o'clock. We're gonna jump over to Rumble. So what you're gonna do is go to that URL, and it'll take you to the Rumble page. You have about 90 seconds once I play the break music, and then all of a sudden YouTube is gonna go dark, and then also X will go dark. It's just gonna be Rumble exclusive. All right, so I'll see you over there.